Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's do that.
Poor Jimmy's tortured and caught by surprise every morning with that clip. I don't think he wants to hear it.
No, not anymore. It's 2 for Tuesday.
Is it?
And good morning to y'all. Yeah, why not?
Does that even mean?
2 for Tuesday.
Does that even mean now?
All your favorite twofers.
Great. Cares.
Why don't we have to see that smoking commercial every morning?
Oh, the guy with the tube, like, it's like Band-Aided into his nose.
Is that a national commercial?
Gotta be, right?
Is the tip of his nose missing?
No, I think they just wrapped it up like that to hold the tube in.
Oh.
Yeah, until his daughter comes and sees him. Because he had throat cancer, and then the doctor said, hey, he also got lung cancer. So he's laying in the bed, and he's got the tube up his nose. And he says, well, my daughter's coming to see me, and, I'll be alive for that. And then the screen kind of fades to black, and the text comes up and says, nope, he didn't quite make it.
Yeah, but here's the problem. It says in the commercial he died 10 days after this commercial was filmed.
Yeah, I know. There's a problem there.
What the fuck? Where was the daughter?
What, was she busy?
Where was she? On the moon?
She's busy.
Waiting for the space shuttle to come back home?
Yeah.
You could get anywhere in 10 days.
Should have, maybe hurried up.
I guess there's a little more to that story. Maybe the daughter didn't want to see dear old Pop.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, putting out his cigarettes on his daughter or something.
Yeah, she could have, hopped the plane lickety-split.
Because the whole commercial's about how the daughter's coming to see him. The daughter's coming to see him.
Yeah.
10 days later, he's dead.
10 days.
10 days.
What did she have that was so important that she couldn't go and see him?
Right.
Maybe she was disgusted by that tube taped to his freaking nose.
Why do we have to see that every morning? Then it says, quit smoking.
Well, you know what? I think it's better than that guy with the
no, that guy was
throat.
He was a laugh. He was a laugh riot, though.
I cannot swim. I swam when I was young, but now I cannot swim. Swim. The water go in my hole, and I will drown. Quite disgusting.
Whatever.
Who the hell is smoking anymore? Jesus.
When you see someone smoking nowadays, it's weird, right?
Yeah, I hate when we leave and you got to walk through the fucking cloud. When we leave when we leave after the show,
right.
And there's people outside the door, just puffing away. They got to walk through that
cloud of smoke.
I mean, I become,
I'll leave the smokers alone.
No,
That's the only place they can smoke now. One little circle in the middle of Manhattan.
I say death chambers. I see those big glass airport-like death chambers.
Love those places.
People go in and just sit there, and the glass walls are dripping with yellow tar, and,
just amazing.
And they're just in there stinking.
Well, one person that smokes is Bob Kelly, Robert Kelly.
Yeah,
enjoys his nature with a lot of chain smoking.
I could not stop doing Jimmy's Bob Kelly impression all night last night. I was just going, dude, you got a cup of coffee. Boom, you're in. Bing, you're done. Couldn't stop doing it.
I have to find the email from Anthony I got. It was just, this is it.
Oh, the whole...
Dude, I don't know, dude. So what? He comes in, drinks his coffee, boom, then what?
Yeah, it was a guest pitch. And everybody was like, yeah, we'll take him, And I'm like, well, dude, he comes in, he's got his coffee, talks. What do we do? I mean, come on, dude.
He always does that. He does the impression and he acts out. He's the worst for her. He'll come over and he wants me to go wireless. So I go, you know what, dude? It's great. You got your laptop, your wireless. Boom. Sit down. You got your cup of coffee. And he actually does the motion of opening the laptop. It's like, I know how to open the laptop. Fuck. I don't need both hands. Boom. You open it up. Is that how it works, Bob? Because I've been typing with it closed.
He's just a happy, jolly guy.
Oh, he makes me sick.
I
He's
really
happy
enjoyed
by simple things.
I really enjoyed Jimmy Norton's answer, too, to that one, which was pretty goddamn funny. funny. Oh, the email. Read this one. He makes me laugh. Yeah, everybody said yes. Which, of course, who wouldn't say yes to that gentleman? Now, if I can only find Jimmy's email. Oh, now I can't find
It was in mockery of Bob.
Of course it was. I know that much.
Yeah, it was,
Jesus.
It was fantastic. There it is. There it is. He goes, you drop your line in, boom, cut a cup of coffee. It's all you need, dude. What a blithering fatso. You called me blithering fatso.
No, not you, him.
No, that's what I mean.
Bob.
You called him a blithering fatso. Oh, did that make me laugh?
I do love Bob. Bob is such a fucking lunatic. Bob doesn't understand that he is nuts. Bob Kelly is crazy. And he's like, everything he does is trying to fight. Bob's instinct is just to knock people out. Like, Bob's a crazy fuck. And his whole thing is just to try to be a gentleman and lead a gentleman's life and a relaxed life.
Gentleman's life, yes.
He just wants so much to be a distinguished, refined gentleman.
Well, part 2 of the fly fishing extravaganza is up there for your viewing pleasure.
Oh.
And he gives my HD flip a look like he either is going to kill me, like you just said, with the crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Or he's going to attempt to fucking kiss me.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of homoerotic comments on the latest fucking. I don't know what the fuck. He's got these eyes.
I've seen him give those eyes to young Samuel.
He's got these eyes.
Young Samuel.
You're not really sure what's going on behind those eyes. Oh, here.
Oh.
I think Bobby has finally made it to Roscoe, New York. Come on in.
What's these?
Bobby!
Obey!
What's going on?
Match the hatch weekend.
Match the Hatch weekend.
Look at you, got your hat on.
All right, stop walking toward me, you weirdo.
You can't- What's wrong? What's happening?
By the way, look, no HBO.
Look at that
No HBO.
TV.
No HBO. You promised me HBO up here.
You get satellite dish.
I don't know how to turn on the dish.
It's the satellite dish. You gotta turn on the satellite dish.
Really?
There you go. Now you get HBO.
And by the way, there's something in this bed. It bit me.
You don't bring your own blanket?
No, I didn't.
You don't bring your own
He's
blanket?
horrified. No, I didn't.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Why
Isn't
would
this
you
a
come
great
with your own
room?
blanket?
That's
Dude, I just fought with the guy
fantastic.
for 20 minutes.
The paneling.
Right.
Albert Keller took my room.
What are the odds? The
I
creepy
don't know.
look
He
comes a
gave
little
me-
later,
he gave
but
them the
whatever.
king and gave me a double bed. I was like, I'm not staying in a double bed with my wife. I'm not Dick Van Dyke. And he went over there and kicked him out.
Did you smell the alcohol in his breath?
I smelled the alcohol and the curry.
And the curry? And the guy doesn't speak any English.
Yeah, it's bad.
Look, I got a river view.
Yeah, you
Well,
got
it's dark now because,
But I think
you're
every
supposed to be up here. Whatever, it goes on forever.
It's fun, though. It's actually cool.
The look he gives is a little later on where he's just kind of creepily looking at me as he's trying to
Yeah.
explain fly fishing. I'm like, I think he might either attempt to kiss me or fucking kill me. I don't know.
Oh, and what
It's
is
right-
this, at a restaurant?
Yeah, it's actually right past this.
Snazzy.
If you want to just
Oh,
fast
what a
forward.
shithole.
Oh, yeah, look, I love
What's his shirt say?
Some fat broad in the restaurant had a shirt that said, I love my
No, we're not.
badass
No.
attitude. Here it is. Look at this fucking look.
Yeah. What?
we might, if it does rain,
Yeah.
we're gonna go.
No,
What's his mouth
No,
look
we're
like?
gonna go.
If it's raining tomorrow morning, I'm going to go antiquing.
His Roy Scheider
I'm
mouth.
heading back to New York City.
Right,
Dude, if it's
Scheider.
raining, that's when you go out there because no one else is gonna go. We're gonna be the only anglers on the river.
Yeah, good for you.
Doors.
Dude, I got a rain jacket. Didn't you bring a poncho?
No, I didn't bring a poncho.
poncho.
Buy a poncho at the store.
I'm not getting a poncho.
We're gonna be in water. What's the difference between water on your head coming from the sky or water coming from your feet?
This could be a big problem if it's raining tomorrow. You hear the rain,
What
right?
a shithole.
I know, it's just
raining.
the worst.
That's a
We're not
terrible
going.
trip.
Go like this.
No, we're not.
We're gonna match the hatch.
Don't be surprised if you knock on this door tomorrow morning and I'm long gone.
Just the doors open and the bed's fucking. Dude, if I wake up and you're not here tomorrow,
Yeah.
I will fucking be hurt, but I will laugh for around 45 minutes. If I just see tire marks, just a dry spot where your fucking car was,
Nice.
like you just left too.
Yeah. All right.
You'll be here. Well,
Go to
get some-
bed.
Get some sleep.
And then he
Bob's
comes
knocking
back.
at my
Look,
door.
I said goodnight to the guy, and he comes back.
Ah.
Did I say goodnight to you already?
Listen to me.
Yeah, I'm
Do
listening.
you want to know what matching the hatch is?
What?
That's when you find a bug
Right.
in the area that you're fishing.
Right.
And then you try to match that
Right.
with the flies you have.
Sure.
Yeah. Like this one I found on my fucking pillow.
Wait, let's put it under the light.
Look at this monster.
What the fuck?
Put it on my bed. Look at this
Dude,
big
I found
bug
this.
on
It's
this
still
pillow.
alive, by the way. I found it on my pillow.
So, what are we doing?
We have to find a fly that looks like this
Yeah.
fucking creature,
Okay.
and then we fish with this. 'cause
He's
this
a
is what the
psycho.
fishery- This is matching the hatch. Ugh, I'm gonna fucking puke.
You're a psycho.
This is on my pillow.
You're a psycho.
That was creepy, dude. This was on my pillow.
You should see the film The Bug and his friend made.
I hope the serial killer
Giant
hits your
bald monster.
room before he hits mine.
Yeah. You want it?
What? I'm supposed to get scared because you're gonna throw a little mosquito at me?
It's not a mosquito, dude.
Go to bed, dude. Go to bed.
Go to bed, dude. Hey, hope he locks the door.
He was just so excited.
Dude, why is it called Match the Hatch? Like, what's the hatch?
I don't know.
I guess they all hatch.
Like, I understand
Hatch, I guess, is the bug that's on.
Yeah, what is that?
It
I've
rhymes.
never heard
Surface
a
of the
hatch
river.
called that.
It rhymes. That's all it is.
Yeah, I guess they just want to rhyme it up.
Match the bugs. Yeah, it's more accurate.
Doesn't really fit, though.
No.
Ugh.
But anyway.
My God.
My God, man.
I was just watching a great little melee.
What
here,
happened?
apparently in, where is that, Chicago?
Is that where that honor student was beaten with that board?
Well, yeah, honor student.
They said he was an honor student.
Well, yeah,
today.
this is two rival gangs, I guess, got into a fight 3 blocks from the high school, and all 4 students were beaten in the melee. One was released from the hospital while police investigate. Apparently, Darian Albert, 16, was struck in the head by one of the boards. And then if you watch it, his head is stomped. He's kicked in the face. I swear to you, it just looks like a wild gang of savages. This looks like the streets of Somalia.
It really does look like another country.
It does not look like the United States. It is a brutal attack by young African Americans in just a savage way.
It says that the two gangs, there had been some kind of a shooting earlier, and this kid was not a part of either gang. He was just kind of watching on the corner, and he got caught up in it. And it's like no one is filming him. They're just kind of filming the whole thing happening.
Yeah.
And you see some fucking kid wail on him with a board, and then he falls.
And then other people just start stomping his face.
When he tries to get up, you can
Yeah,
see these
yeah.
other fucking animals just jump on him, and they stomp him to death, and he's dead.
I
dead.
Yes.
swear to you, it just doesn't look like the United States of America. And this is what goes on. Listen to the sounds, everything. It's just savagery. They're picking up giant boards and just swinging them, beating people over the head.
That was disturbing.
Well, look at that. Well, what the fuck? And constantly ganging up on people, getting the extra kick in for no reason.
Which
even
kid
though you
ended
didn't
up
take him
dying?
down.
You'll see him. He appears when he sits up on the sidewalk. I don't even know if they've showed him yet. I can't tell what's going on here.
Someone got cracked right in the head.
I think he's on the ground there now. Yeah, he's trying to sit up. You see him in the black shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kid that died. They just
And then,
jump
of
on his
course,
head.
they start jumping on his head. They blur it out because it's just too brutal. Look at these guys. 3 of them. No. It cracked that guy's head right open. What up, son? What up, son? What up? His head is exploded.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, great place, that inner city of Chicago. That's a wonderful, wonderful area. Ugh. Just stop already. Would you stop?
Well, Reverend Al was on, the
Was he?
WWE last night.
Yeah.
He had important things to do last night.
There won't be a comment on this because it's
No,
black
I'm just
on
saying,
black.
instead
so.
of maybe,
That's black on black. So he's not
No,
going
I'm
to.
just
Why
saying,
would he get involved?
instead of going into the inner cities and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in these places,
And then I guess a Hispanic kid was knifed in the city, New York City, yesterday.
Well, they said that he was a guy. He was from the Bronx, and apparently these two guys just bump into. This is how you never know who you're talking shit to. You should.
Exactly.
It's like there's times I've been on the train and somebody looks at you wrong, and you, as a man, you want to just go, "What the fuck?" Just so you don't feel like a pussy later.
Yep.
But it's like. This is what happens. These two guys are walking. They bump into each other, apparently. And I guess words were exchanged. They got into a heated argument. The one guy just pulls out a knife and stabs the guy in the chest.
3 times.
And he's dead.
Just stabs him in the chest.
He's on the Midtown post office steps.
Yeah, I know.
And some German tourist.
Right near the Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that is right. That is right.
Oh, my God. It's a block away, tops.
You couldn't be in a more public place than that. You could not be in a more
the street,
public
whatever.
place.
Just stabbed him 3 times and then just walked away.
And then came back because he obviously dropped his cell phone.
Yeah, oops.
And then some German tourist snapped a perfect photo of the guy, profile, walking away. Just 2 photos of him. I'm telling you, this guy right now has no idea his picture was taken until today. He might not even still know if he's in bed or if he doesn't read the post.
Well, he's probably.
He has no idea his photo
Yeah.
is in the post right now.
I don't think. Put it this way: I don't think he's going to read the paper at work and find out that he's in Dutch.
Yeah, it is a little early.
Yeah.
6:30. So yeah, there's a guy right now on the cover of the New York Post who had been photographed by this German tourist walking away after he stabbed a guy to death, who probably does not even know that his picture is on the front page of one of the biggest papers in New York.
Do you think the German tourist had to delete all of his shit and chicken fucking pictures before he handed it over to the cops?
Of course he did. That's probably why he took the picture. He probably thought the man was going back to drop a log on the man laying there.
Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable.
It's just it's savagery that is just there's a complete lack of understanding, at least on my part of it. I can't understand a complete lack of consequence of just human life and the respect for another human's life, where you'll just beat someone over the head and then start stomping their face until their head splits open and they're dead. Or you bump into somebody and you trade some words and then just pull a knife out and stab him in the chest 3 times. A 20-year-old kid. He's 20 years old, and there he goes. Boom, dead.
And his family said that he argued a lot, like he got into fights, so he was probably a hothead.
Yeah, he should have kept his mouth shut, obviously, but he didn't deserve the consequences for a little, a verbal argument on the steps of the post office.
But you never fucking... I was on the train not long ago going home, maybe a month ago, and I had my sunglasses on. And I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm kind of looking out the window across, you're facing other people. So I'm looking at the door window across from me, and there's a black guy standing up. And he's a pretty big dude, and he was standing in my sight line but facing out. But I guess he saw me in the reflection, and he probably just thought I was, staring straight up at him. With sunglasses, it's hard to tell.
Right.
So he turned around and looked down at me, and he pulled his sunglasses down and looked at me like why are you staring at me? And I almost pulled off my glasses and looked at him like, I'm not looking at you. But then I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not a tough guy. You're a fucking comedian going home from a radio show, asshole. And I'm so glad I didn't, because it was like nothing. I looked up at him. He obviously saw when I turned my head that I hadn't been, and then he realized, oh, this guy's not trying to stare me down.
Yeah.
But it was like one of those things that it's avoidable by just not being a fucking dummy. But, what would happen? I've thought of that many times. If I had just making that one move which said, yeah, I am staring at you, which I hadn't been.
And a big fist in your face, perhaps.
But how would life be different right now if I had...
You'd be retarded.
Like when I have teeth?
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
fucking have
exactly.
gotten my teeth knocked out?
Yeah.
Or when I've gotten a stabbed? Or would nothing have happened?
Concussion or
would nothing have
nothing.
happened?
Right.
Where would that have gone? But it would have been such a stupid, unnecessary thing. Because I actually wasn't... Mm-hmm. And I knew exactly why he thought I was. I knew in the reflection what it looked like.
Now, of course, I'll bring up what everybody expects me to bring up. Would you feel safer? Now, not without you and your foibles and everything of why you don't trust yourself with a gun. But would you feel safer in certain circumstances in this city knowing that you did have a gun on you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all.
Of course. I mean... Again, I don't think anybody can deny they would feel safer personally without a gun. Of course. I mean, most people, even people who don't like guns, are lying if they say they wouldn't feel safer either with a gun or with a friend who had a gun and was good at
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah, of course, man. But you see, the thing is, the weird thing is this: in a close combat like that, I trust a cop in a situation like that. But would I would be, I don't like, I'm not going to fight a guy of the size this guy was.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I would have to pull it out immediately. Because if he hit me once, my fucking gun is now laying at my side under the subway seat because I've been struck unconscious by a larger, stronger man who probably did time for things not like tax evasion, but violent crimes.
Well, the smart thing to do is exactly what you did, which is, nothing. That's the absolute last resort. But if there was this aggression, you know through some type of training and being proficient and educated about your weapon, you know how to handle that kind of situation where you would have perhaps backed off a little bit, waited to see what happens, give yourself enough room, and see if this attack is still coming at you. Then you have the time, distance to thwart it with superior firepower.
Would I be? I'd want to. My problem is I'd want to save my own life. I'm not saying I would love to have a gun, but I don't also trust my judgment in the sense that if a guy like that was coming at, like Kenny, me and Kenny one time, just to sidetrack, we're coming out of a fucking store late one night, and I walked out of a revolving door, and I think Kenny had looked at this really big psychotic guy walk in just to make sure I came out all right. But I think I told you the story. I walked out. And the guy apparently came out, circled behind me and came right back out and was staring.
Oof.
And he was like, do you want something?
Oh, man.
And I turned around. I couldn't believe he was speaking because I didn't even acknowledge the guy.
Right.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, what? Do you want something? And he was addressing me and Kenny. And he was obviously very drunk and very fucking crazy. I had just done a show. I thought the guy was a fan fucking around. I'm like, it was such a non-confrontational mood.
Were you staring at him or anything?
Not even a little. Kenny had looked at him when he had walked out just to make sure I was.
Right.
But this guy was big, and I was like, "What?" I didn't know what was happening. It was like so surprised. Like I didn't even look at the guy. So we just got in the truck, and the guy's like, "Yeah, get in the fucking truck and leave." And Kenny was just staring at the guy. I mean, Kenny didn't back off.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand, why didn't Kenny just pull out his gun and point it at this fucking animal? I'm like, point it at him. But Kenny's like, no. I'm like, if this guy had come over, what would you have done? And he goes, well, I would have taken him, because Kenny can fight hand to hand.
Yeah, Kenny can do that.
But the idea of pulling his gun out was not his first or second thought.
It shouldn't be.
It would have been mine immediately. I would have just shot him out of fear.
Avoidance is the number one thing. Avoid the situation. Running is a great option. If somebody has a gun, then those options kind of go away, and you're whittling down your options to, hey, so do I, kind of a thing. But the thing you're supposed to do is avoid the confrontation. But there are certain circumstances, you read about them all the time in the paper and see them on the news, where it's unavoidable.
Yep.
Someone kicks in your door of your house. You all of a sudden notice you're not quite in a public area and you're being followed by some people. These are threatening situations where I know you'd be standing there going, God damn, I need a weapon. You're looking around on the ground for a rock, like a caveman, or do you want something more civilized that you're not really allowed to have as a law-abiding citizen in New York City? It's just astounding. I don't know. I really do think the training is a big part of it.
I agree.
You don't just dole them out to people. Training is very important, and knowing all the laws, very important. But just to completely castrate a city, Chicago's another one. I mean, look at what some people have to contend with, yet you aren't even allowed in Chicago. It's not even an option.
And nobody in that video, to be honest with you, because a lot of them were teenagers, 16 years old, none of them are going to qualify to own a gun. And I guarantee you, a lot of them probably had guns. It was in retaliation to a gang shooting.
Yeah.
So the only people that can't have guns are like people that are actually going to register and be responsible and defend their homes.
Yep, yeah.
It really is fucking weird.
And the more laws they make are against the legal people. So it's like, it's not helping the problem. It's not getting guns off the street. They love saying that. We got to get guns off the street by legislating against these legal people that have been fingerprinted 800 times. I've had 80 pictures taken of me. I've had to fill out forms that go back to when I was an infant.
Just get an illegal one.
Well, yeah, sure.
Just get one of those.
Yeah, I'll be like fucking Plexico and spend a couple of years in fucking prison. Fuck that. I go the legal route and then get mad when they try to take my rights away.
So why doesn't the politicians go into these neighborhoods and start collecting guns?
Too hard. Well, they have
why don't they go into the inner cities and start knocking on doors and collect the illegal guns?
Well,
that would be a lot tougher to do, right?
Right. It's too hard. They do the cash for gun thing every so often. A church will be like, bring in a gun, no questions asked, and we'll give you $100 or something.
Most politicians are lame-os.
Yeah. So it's so much easier if you're a Carolyn McCarthy or a Bloomberg or Obama to just keep legislating against the legal gun owners that are doing everything right, exercising their Second Amendment right, and just leave everyone else alone. Hey, this will help get the guns off the street. Will it? No, it won't. Yeah. There's my soapbox for the day.
But it is frustrating, though, when you're watching these violent videos.
Thank you. Yeah, there's so many of them.
It's almost like if you want to get the guns off the street, stop fucking crying every time the cops fucking rough up somebody who's obviously a fucking problem.
Yep. Yeah. I love
rough
the
up. How old am I? Jesus, Uncle Jim. What a dick.
I love watching. You watch a show like Cops or certain videos on YouTube or whatever, and there's two schools of thought from the same people. It's why do the police have to come here and harass us, and where are the police when we need them when the shootings are happening? There's never a cop around. So what is it? Are they there, like, punching in your innocent faces, or are they not there when you need them because all of a sudden now you need them? Because maybe you're on the wrong end of one of those illegal firearms.
Let's talk to a cop, Joe in New York. Hey, Joe.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Hi, Joe.
What up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
So listen, there was a time when we used to be able to just stop these guys randomly and take guns off the street. It was a unit called street crime.
Yep.
Too many guys got beat up, and but there was the most guns ever taken off the street was in this stretch of a couple of years that we had this team,
Yeah, and that was back when Giuliani was.
This is some Giuliani times, but there were so many lawsuits, and don't get me wrong, there's some cops out there who are a little heavy-handed, but also some of these guys might need it,
Yeah, a little tune-up.
a little tune-up here and there. Those days are long gone.
Oh, the good old days.
With the harassment thing, anytime you stop somebody and they're up to no good, they know they're up to no good.
Yeah.
Why are you harassing me? And it's the same thing 5 minutes later. Where were you? I just got jumped. I just got robbed. This, that, the other thing. So,
yeah.
No matter what, we can't win.
Where were you? Oh, my God. There was a shooting. You weren't nowhere to be found. Oh, why are you always in the neighborhood? Why are you always harassing us? I mean, come on. Could you make up your mind?
And it's like we want to try to clean the streets up, but nobody's got our back. We're kind of on our own.
Yeah, no shit. You guys got a one crappy ass job, man.
All right.
Some days it sucks. A lot of days it sucks. It's got its good days, don't get me wrong. And we have a job, so.
There you go. All right, Joe.
All right, guys.
Thank you, sir. Let's go to Scott in Iowa. Scott.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Iowa.
Obama is going to try to get the Olympics in Chicago, so I guess he's going to do street beating as a new event.
Well, that's what it is. It says Olympic spirit. Video shows brutal gang murder in Chicago. I guess there's a problem with trying to get the Olympics in Chicago.
Well, he's using his world popularity to try to get the Olympics to Chicago.
Yeah.
What kind of medal?
For what, 2016?
Yeah. I'm touching out. I messed up.
Why would fucking the Olympics want to go to Chicago? Mm-hmm. I mean, not that, believe me, they can show you some videos of Rio too. I mean, Rio's are competing as well. What else is Japan?
Well, no matter whatever city they pick for the Olympics is going to be horrendous area.
I bet you Japan. Even though there's probably crime there, and the Japanese, I think Yakuza they're called. I guarantee they don't have street crime like that bad.
They'll push him out of the area that the Olympics are going to be in. There'll be some fucking, oh, why are we being pushed out of this? Why? Oh, it's racism. We can't come into this area. Well, because you're acting like brutal savages. Perhaps that's the reason. Well, and Chicago, by the way, is one of those cities where you can't get a gun. You're not allowed, any fucking citizen, unless you are a police officer, you can't have a gun. And the gun violence in Chicago is just outstanding. So does that kind of prove right there that type of gun control does not fucking work?
But what about the Second Amendment? What do you mean? We're supposed to
it's a right.
bear arms.
It's a right.
No?
It's a right, and you can't you can't use your state to state license in other states.
Right.
Could you imagine if they told you're driving your car and you cross over into like Ohio and you get pulled over and the cop goes license registration and you hand him your New York license and he goes, this is New York. You go, no, but it's a driver's license. It's good here, right? Nope, it's not good. It's only good in New York. You'd be like, what the fuck? Wouldn't people freak out if they made a law that said your driver's license was only legal in your state and maybe another state, and it's all different for every state?
How great would that be? You just got to collect
yeah.
licenses.
And that, by the way, is a privilege, driving. It's a privilege. It's not a right.
Were you up late reading a lot of stuff?
No, this is stuff I've known.
You look and sound very irritable this morning.
I was irritable because I kept getting just
What happened last night? What happened?
Japped on the river card every fucking hand I played.
Online poker?
Online poker last night.
I know it was something because
was I annoyed?
you came in here a bit annoyed.
He's a bit
was I
ornery.
annoyed?
He is, right?
A bit ornery.
It's a little different
Just
today.
horrible.
A little different.
Just horrid.
You lost some bucks?
That's my last post. Fuck this goddamn Parker Stars cunt shit. Fuck good cunting night.
Well, that's a wonderful tweet there.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
friend.
That was my. I'm so goddamn pissed
What
off.
time was that at?
What time was that? 1 something?
Jesus.
It was 7 hours ago. It was 7 hours ago.
Oh, so that's right around midnight.
Yeah.
Right before
It was
midnight, I
around
guess.
there. And
Yeah, sure.
I went to bed at that point.
So that's why you're irritable today.
I was a little irritable at that. But no, these things get me going. I get slowly revved up.
Yeah, but I avoid all that stuff.
Well, this involves me, though.
Just like the inner cities, I avoid the inner cities, and I avoid these videos and these
Don't
websites.
live in the inner city.
I don't live in the inner city. Are you crazy?
There's upper
Are
West
you
Side
crazy?
crimes all the time.
Upper West Side gang?
Not gangs, but
A bunch of old Jewish guys getting
there's
together
crimes that go on up there.
and causing havoc?
You live in an area where there could be a criminal element.
It could be
Comes
wherever
down
you live.
south. And you know, well, that's what I'm saying. It could be wherever you live, and you don't have the right to protect yourself.
Yeah, but
like you should be able to because it's in the Constitution. But you know, you have the privilege to drive state to state with your car.
you
You don't
ever-
have the right to
First
protect
of all,
yourself.
I can protect myself. I got a hell of a backhand. You ever seen
Do
my
ya?
backhand? It can do some damage.
Back of my hand to you, sir.
That's right, Jimmy. You've taken one of my backhands, right?
I remember one time.
Oh,
you
were
said
bitch
something.
slapped?
Opie said something. And I was like, I don't know if that's true. And before I got the word true out, pow, the back of the hand came across my mouth.
It was impressive, right?
You were right to do it. And it helped me. Because I learned that, I could think and then somehow bring it up to you later, but never to correct you while you're speaking in front of others.
Speaking of Jimmy, I had a dream last night that he actually
Wake up with sticky.
he actually had a strap on.
Oh, sexy.
Did we actually? No. What I'm trying to say is, did we actually discuss this yesterday, or was that a dream? Is what I should have said.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Both.
All day yesterday, I'm like, was that a dream, or did Jimmy discuss for an hour his girl trying to fuck him with a strap?
You should see the emails I got. You know what, dude? Would help me get it in my ass. It's like these fucking construction workers are all telling me how to put a fake penis in my hiney.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
That's what I was telling my girl. I'm
Thanks
like,
for that.
And then the phone's lit with everyone giving Jimmy advice on how to take it in the hiney.
Yeah, they're really nice people.
The hiney hole.
What the fuck?
Could I talk to line 8? Because I want to see what
No,
he means.
you can't.
Because I like when people
Nope.
say I'm wrong, because it's either no, I'm
Nope.
not, or I learned something new. So
All
I
right,
really
let's
want to
go
know what he's even
Rob
talking
in Jersey. Rob.
Rob, what's up, sir?
Morning, fellas. How are you?
Hey.
I'm a proud gun owner. I have an FNP 45 pistol. I have a Mossberg 500 12-gauge shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand not allowing reciprocity for concealed carry between states.
Why?
Because a state has a right to determine whether or not they shall issue or may issue a concealed carry license. So,
Why? Why? Why does the state have that when the Constitution of the United States of America? Why?
Well, I guess, how do you trump, years of legislation and allow a state like
Exactly,
Utah,
years of legislation has bastardized.
Anyone in Utah can get a concealed carry, but in New Jersey, the communist state where I live, nobody can get a concealed carry.
Pain in the ass.
So,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I believe any citizen should be able to buy any weapon that they want, a bazooka, 50 caliber machine gun, whatever it takes, as long as you're legal and law abiding. But I don't know. On a level, I kind of get, from a politician standpoint, how you can't pass legislation that just says "fuck you" to every state.
I don't like that because it is in contradiction to the Constitution of the United States of America. It is in direct contradiction to the Second Amendment. And states legislating this and keeping you from being able to protect yourself from state to state is it's an abomination to the freedoms that we have.
So then, do you also believe that the laws around capacity limits and lack of certain variations that you can't have on like assault weapons, all those should be repealed at the federal level?
No, I love assault weapons. They look great. They're fun to shoot. And what they amount to pretty much is just a deer rifle that looks cool. High capacity mags, I like them. They're fun. I could live without them, though. As far as semi-automatic handguns go, how many are you going to fit in that fucking thing? 9, 16? What are you? So who cares? Again, you're talking about law-abiding citizens. Talking about law-abiding citizens that go through all the bullshit you got to go through. Why then are you fucking stopped from exercising your Second Amendment right from state to state? It doesn't make sense to me.
Just while I have you guys on, Jimmy, I loved you on Jay Leno. You're fantastic.
Jimmy is hysterically funny.
Thank you, buddy.
And
Appreciate it.
Jimmy's going to be on Leno on Friday. Let's not forget. Let's all take a peek at Leno on Friday, especially.
I'll definitely tune in and I'll DVR it. And, I love your Twitter stuff. I love your videos are excellent. It's finally someone's using Twitter the right way, I think.
Oh, thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. I'm having fun with it, actually.
Watch out, guys.
All right, brother. Let's go to JR in Connecticut. JR.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony, if you read the rest of the Constitution down towards the end, it explains very specifically that states are given the right to enforce the Constitution, not the federal government.
Oh, are you talking about the, let me say, the 10th. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution are reserved to the states respectively. Okay, see, it says the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution.
You have to remember, when the Constitution was written, how many states were there?
Who gives a shit?
I'm explaining to you something very simply. I believe it's wrong. I can't own a gun. I'm a fucking felon, so there's nothing I can do.
I'm a fucking felon.
I'm a fucking felon.
Fucking line of the day. JR, why are you a felon? I need to know before we move on.
Do you really need to know?
Yeah, gotta know now.
All right. Well, when I was in high school, I got convicted of strong-arm robbery, and then the kid that narked on me, I blew up his car. So I went to the clinic.
And you listen to us.
Yeah, so...
How long did you go away for?
77 days.
For blowing up a car? That's not a bad deal.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't too bad.
No one was in it, I suppose.
Yeah, obviously.
No, it was empty.
All right, back to Anthony. Sorry.
As I read the 10th Amendment here, sir, what I see is that anything that isn't in the Constitution can be delegated by the states.
No, it includes all the things.
It says,
I'm sure a lawyer will call in and explain it in better detail because I am no lawyer.
But it says the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution. So that says if it's not in the Constitution, if it doesn't infringe upon the Constitution, then the states can make their own laws, respectively. Now, what it is in the Constitution that our right to bear arms shall not be infringed upon. So how does that get bastardized, twisted by some fuckers to say that the state can then fuck with the Constitution when it says right there they're using the 10th Amendment as a way to say that the states can do that? I'm looking at it saying that they can't.
But the Constitution is becoming more and more of a joke as the years go by.
It's become this easily worded thing that you can read and understand to this bastardized piece of shit that lawyers have fucked with over the years.
It's got to be said, Spectro, Michigan, did Ant just whip out his own personal copy of the Constitution?
I certainly did, sir. I have it on my iPhone app.
Oh, you don't have
And the guys that wrote the Constitution, if they were able to just kind of live a very, very long life,
Yeah.
I'm talking about 200 years each.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that they would still want us to look at the Constitution word by word, or you think those guys would have thought, you know what, we really got to adjust this for the times?
Yeah. I think...
what would their thought on the Constitution be? Seriously, if they lived...
Well, I think it is kind of a, kind of a liquid document that can be changed depending on things, but there are certain rights that they put in there that I think are very... timeless.
Right.
Freedom of speech. That's a biggie. Number 2 is guns. Number 2 is right after talking, for fuck's sake.
That's right.
Yeah,
Number
real
2 is
quick,
shooting
real
those that
quick,
say
and then
things we don't like.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Jim.
In case somebody's using that First Amendment to get lippy, fucking take care of them with number 2.
Get lippy.
Number
I like this also where people say, well, that was made during the time of muskets and whatnot.
No,
So no. Let me just make this point because I hear this a lot. That was made during the time of muskets, and that's what they meant. They didn't mean these guns we have today. Well, let me tell you something.
No, there was more to it than that. The British were coming too. You owned a farm and you weren't sure if the British were going to be knocking on your door.
Well,
it was a very different time.
It wasn't about the British. It was about protecting yourself from your own government. That's why it was put in there.
Well, I understand
Not
that's
about
what
the
they
British.
say.
But let's see you try to walk around with a loaded musket today, or a loaded pistol today, just tucked in your waistband, because everyone said, hey, that's what they meant. So let me even take that literally and say, if that's what they meant, let me walk around with a musket and see how long before my face is in the pavement with a knee on my neck and my hands are behind my back.
I want to thank you. You just gave me the idea for my next video. I'm going to
Really?
be walking around the streets of Manhattan with a musket. And an old school, fucking raccoon hat thing.
Like Daniel Boone.
I'm going to walk around like that.
Like
and say,
Daniel.
it's my right, sir.
I don't think they saw it coming when they read. There is a point to say back then it was Musk. It's almost like back when there's a balance. Like everybody's so fucking out of balance. It's like back then, a gun was a deadly weapon, but you couldn't take out 20 people immediately. I think that was I don't think they saw this coming. There's certain things that when the Constitution was written, they saw the fact that things would change, but they didn't see specifically guns that were going to do what they do, or the threat of airline travel, or all these weird things that, you could just take a gun and start firing at a plane. Like all these weird things that they didn't see coming that are possible dangers.
That person should be taken care of
and scolded.
Arrested. They took away the person's right to own a full automatic machine gun back in the 30s. I don't think anyone's really arguing over that either. I mean, if you have certain type of firearms license, you can own fully automatic guns. You could go to places and fire them. You can't own them personally or tote them around. But, that's one of those laws that are like, all right, I understand this is a weapon that you probably wouldn't use for hunting, home defense, things like that. I don't even like using that because that's the one that the gun control people like using. They would like you to just have maybe, if we fought as hard as we could, gun advocates, and we would probably end up with like a revolver, and that's it.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Happen.
We'll see.
It is insane that you can't carry your gun across state lines. That's just ridiculous.
It doesn't make sense.
Ridiculous. Let me say hi to Dan in Connecticut. He's an expert on the Constitution. Dan, the expert on the Constitution. How are you, sir? What's up?
Thomas Jefferson said that on any question with the intent of the Constitution to go back to the time in which it was framed and look at the reason why it was. So there really is no liquid or living Constitution. That's why we have amendments, so that any politician can't interpret it to however it best suits their power.
Well, that's all they've done.
Are you talking about the mindset of the authors I think they used that in Brown versus the Board of Education. Separate but equal. They were saying that it was not intended to have one group get shittier treatment than another group. When they said separate but equal, they meant separate but equal.
Oh, well.
Wait, now
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just know that Thomas Jefferson stated that if anyone has a question about it.
Wait a minute. This guy's an expert on the Constitution, but he's repeating the same thing like Rain Man about being a great driver.
No, but what Jefferson was saying.
All right, I might have put the pressure on the guy. I gave him that title.
I mean, you made him look like he was F. Lee Bailey. He's just a guy who read something.
I gave him the title of expert on the Constitution. Maybe that was my fault.
Expert around.
All right. Thank you, expert.
He just reads like we do. I love how we all just read something and think we're really smart, and then we have to pass it on to our friends. But and then it's the Robert Kelly thing, and then the person goes, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And you're
you know what, dude? They didn't write that so we could all have guns, dude. Why'd they write it? Come on, it's the fuck. Boom, got your gun, you relax, got your coffee. Shut up.
You got your coffee.
What are you talking about?
My favorite part of the podcast
because he always
you got your coffee.
Dude, when he would talk about
your regular man thing.
But he needs to paint the picture. And it's like, I don't give a fuck if you're holding a caffeinated beverage when your laptop is wireless. Doesn't help the story. You boob. I want to bite Bob's fingers.
He's just an innocent boy.
He is.
Inside, he's just an innocent boy.
Half his fucking young face. I can't stop looking at half of Bob's young face.
Are you allowed to have okay, you're still wrong about the guns. Let's go to Josh in Atlanta. Josh.
Good morning.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Anthony,
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about venue. The government does not have to provide a venue for those rights, like screening fire in a theater or something like that. It's the same thing with guns, with any of those rights, actually. So just because you have the right to bear arms does not mean you have the right to walk around with them or conceal them or cross state lines or, do something like that. The right is to bear them.
That, my friend, is debatable. And it's been debated.
It has, and that's the crux is...
Do you know what bearing an arm is? It's not storing an arm. It's the right to bear an arm. It's not the right to store an arm in a locked fucking box separate from the ammunition.
There's no need to cuss at me.
Oh.
That's a good point, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Anthony's using his First Amendment right to be a complete potty mouth.
No, I understand it's not... I'm not saying, hey, you can go out and buy all the guns in the world and then, you just have to store them in your complex in Montana.
Right.
But, it doesn't mean that you've been given the right to take those guns into a, private facility or a public facility or anything like that. You can walk around your house in your underwear with the Nazi helmet on with your guns.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
No, that's not my interpretation, sir. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to Tom in Pennsylvania. Tom.
Yeah.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hi.
What's up, Tom?
Anthony, I wanted to point out that cannons existed when they wrote the Constitution at that time.
Right.
So if people want to bring in assault weapons and stuff, that stuff existed back then, too.
Oh, like a cannon? Well, no one's going to... Actually, people do own cannons. They take them to little shows, and they fire them off, and boom, and fun things like that. But,
You think they had you think they had school shootings way back when? Instead of assault, rifles, they came in with cannons.
Cannons ablazing.
and set it up.
Cannons.
Just set it up all nice.
I don't think so.
No? It took too much time?
Yeah. Cannons existed. I don't know. We're not allowed to own cannons. So that argument's off the table. That's off the table.
All right.
But, look at the plantation owners and stuff.
Yeah.
Where they had property to protect.
Yep.
I think that they would have cannons to make sure that the Indians would not take over their property.
Yeah, I think we're past that. I think laws have been made, to kind of keep people from having cannons and shooting them at the Indians.
I think at this point we need a professor because we're all falling apart.
Yeah.
We're all falling apart. We need a homework assignment now. Thank you, Tom.
Jimmy, enjoy your birthday.
Thank you very much, sir. So far, it's been a monumental bust.
as well as should be.
Oh, I like my birthday.
Hey, why don't we take a break?
Alrighty.
That was a terrific first hour.
Let's make birthday
Certainly.
plans for me.
Nope.
Oh.
What to do? Where's the big surprises?
We got Reverend Al on
Whoa, what a surprise.
Honeymooners.
Yeah.
Reverend Al on WWE on the way. We got Andy Rooney. He hates fucking vacations. That's his latest thing. Gets paid a lot of money to talk about how he hates vacations.
He's got to have no fun on vacation.
None whatsoever.
What kind of fun could he possibly have?
Is Mike Rowe coming in today or tomorrow? Today's the day?
Yes.
All right, it's not on the sheet. I wasn't sure.
What time?
I think our old pal
disgusting
Mike
dog.
Rowe's coming in. We haven't seen him in about a year.
Yeah.
He's coming in around 7:30.
No, wait, now I'm getting word that
Tomorrow?
the original wording was wrong and it is tomorrow.
Okay, so Mike Rowe tomorrow. So mark your calendar.
Yes.
And Dana White happens to be in New York City. He called us up and said, hey, can I stop by and hang with you guys?
Dana.
So Dana White from the UFC will be here as well. Quick break. We'll be back. Opie and Anthony. Travis, I'm not dumb. I know why he's playing this.
Yeah?
Happy birthday, Les. Happy birthday.
Oh, how old is
46.
46?
Which song is this, though? This isn't My Name is Mud, is it?
No, this is DMV.
They all sound the same to me.
No,
I know
you're
that's
crazy.
going to piss off Primus fans, but... My name is
His bass playing style.
I actually like Primus. I just don't know the songs. Opie and Anthony. Also, we say happy birthday to an old friend. Andrew Dice Clay is 52 today.
Is it? Wow.
That's his birthday today.
Is that what he's saying and he's sticking to it?
I think it's about right though.
Yeah?
Yeah, he is actually. He's
Yeah,
Kenny's
he
age or whatever.
just he had a nice early start to his career.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Only 52. I mean, we were just kids when we were,
I was
listening to
18
Dice.
the first time I saw Dice. I was dating a girl named Michelle, who I actually just saw for dinner. The first girl I ever had sex with. I was 18, she was 15.
Oh.
And I remember her calling me into the living room and going, come in here and watch this guy. He's so dirty.
Oh.
And I fucking sat down, and that fucking idiot I fucking howled watching him. I mean, it was a Dangerfield special, and I laughed harder watching him than I probably almost ever had at a comedian.
Right on.
It's weird how you
That's the
remember
one
the
I
first
saw.
time you see certain people.
I remember the first one, too. It was pretty much the same thing, the Dangerfield thing, and I was watching it, and I could not even convey to my friends what I had seen. Because then I went out and hanging out with all my pals, and I was trying to tell them what this... I go, you got to see this fucking guy. And they're like, oh, funny comic? I go, no, this goes beyond what we've known as comedy over the past, years of watching comics. Just insane. First time you saw him.
Isn't it weird how you never know like how things work out like that? Like that, 18 years old, I wasn't even sober when that happened, and then all of a sudden, if I knew that guy was going to change my life, which I hadn't even started yet, and bring me to two other guys. One of who I don't know if you weren't in radio in '86 and fucking or whatever year that was, and you were doing what you were doing.
I wasn't in radio in '86.
Were you in radio? Were you just right to starting?
Had a few years under my belt.
Oh, did you? Okay,
This is all I know. I started as a fucking teenager. I was like a fucking Doogie Howser.
Spuds Buckley?
Oh, yeah. No, I started when I was 18, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't broadcasting to anybody. It was a little AM station in Geneseo that only broadcasted to the dorm. So I guess technically it wasn't even an AM station. They just had some receivers in dorms, so a few people in the dorms got to hear me spin some David Bowie records.
Dorm radio. Wow.
David Bowie into Lucky Star by Madonna. That was a lot of fun.
Was it?
They're bringing this Zazie, this terror suspect, into Brooklyn court today. And, wow, the security they got on this son of a bitch.
I don't understand that.
I don't get it either.
Make him walk into court by himself.
Take your chance.
Right.
Someone wants to,
It's an insult when they bring these suspects in like that.
with bulletproof vests.
Yeah,
and
right. Have a cop with them.
decoy cars and...
A cop, holding onto his arm while he is handcuffed. That's all. It's an insult to everybody to have such security for an animal like this.
Does anything smell better than a toasted fucking Pop-Tart?
God damn it, Kenny. Now I need one.
Is that goddamn... It's delicious.
And who says that we need all that security around an animal like this?
Yeah.
Is there an actual law, a rule? What is it?
I think it's you're presumed innocent.
No, I understand that. So, all right, you need a cop or two to make sure you get into court, whatever. But
yeah, they don't
decoy
want
cars and whatnot, like you're saying.
They don't want the old Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, really?
That was a bit of an embarrassment for the authorities.
Ooh, hi, yeah. Look at all the security we got, and who's this gentleman?
Would that be an embarrassment if that happened?
Yeah, it would be an embarrassment.
For who?
Technically. For
I'll go with technically.
The FBI and the NYPD and anyone else that's escorting this gentleman. What the hell is that?
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding. What am I, at a Broadway show?
You think Hugh Jackman was pissed?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman got a little...
We don't. The audio.
Pissy.
The audio sucks, but there's a play or a Broadway show. What is it? Is it a musical? Is it words? What is it?
It's Wolverine and James Bond.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
And they are in a play together.
Is it fruity?
Where they team up and fight crime with fancy gadgets and claws.
That's the
What's
play?
it called? Yuck?
No, it's not.
What is the play for real? Because you got two guys that are just lunatics.
Daniel Craig and Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
What is the play about?
I don't know, but they're sitting on an empty stage on two chairs, just sitting there.
Is there anything worse than going to a show and it's an empty stage with maybe a couch or a chair?
Dude, the acting is what,
Go fuck yourself.
The acting is what people come for.
Get me some scenery immediately and some lighting.
Yeah.
It's one dumb white light.
I want to see something.
Really? You're that good that I got to sit here for 2 hours and look at you on an empty stage by yourself?
Bunch of dialogue and...
Although, what's his name from A Bronx Tale? He pulled it off.
Yes, he did.
But there was definitely some scenery there.
That's a one-man show, too.
A few couple set changes.
It was funny you said, get me some scenery quick.
Get me some...
Look, if I'm going to be
Bring a
dragged...
plant on stage.
Look, I don't mind going down there every once in a while and catching a show if it's bigger than life shit.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
But it's this crap. No, man, it's about the art of acting, man.
Just sit there and you're mesmerized and you don't need the scenery. The dialogue almost paints the picture of the scenery behind. Shot it.
You don't agree with that?
No!
Look at his facial expressions. They say so much, so much.
Do you want a synopsis?
I certainly do.
Synopsis of this.
Well, it's called A Steady Rain.
A steady rain.
Put some fucking umbrellas on the stage.
That's what I
Maybe
had.
a pair of moist galoshes.
That's what I had in Roscoe, New York, with stupid Bobby Kelly. I don't need a steady rain.
Steady rain. The story. Chubby fly fisherman and his radio friend.
Dude, I'm an angler. No, you're not. You're fucking circular.
Steady Rain is about two Chicago police officers, lifelong friends. The men find they have very different accounts of a few harrowing days that ultimately change their lives
Is it
forever.
spelled R-A-I-N or R-E-I-G-N?
Oh.
How could it be harrowing if there's no scenery? How are they gonna? How are they gonna?
They talk about
rain,
it.
Mike.
How are they gonna show harrowing without scenery?
So, like Hugh Jackman and Daniel Craig are conveying these stories to each other that they remember, but they remember them differently, and how they changed their lives while sitting on a chair and getting angry at bleeping cell phones.
Hugh Jackman is like a jumble word. It's like
Hugh Jackman.
You move a couple of the letters around, and man, it's going to say something pretty outrageous. It's just
Yes,
so
it
close.
is.
Yeah. Who knows how big his Ackman is?
Yes, it's huge.
Be more funny.
Huge bomb man.
Oh, boy.
So it's harrowing.
Harrowing.
So what happened? So Hugh Jackman is really getting into his acting, and a cell phone went off.
Apparently, this was a very intense part of this. Something tells me
How do you know it was the
everything's intense
Right.
on in this play. They're just sitting in a chair. It better be intense. And he is, he is the actor when it comes to Broadway.
Is he?
He'll do Wolverine. He'll fucking pop out the old pop culture movies. But when it comes to his Broadway stuff,
He takes it very seriously.
oh, does he ever? They hosted the Tonys.
You
and
think he wants to do some Shakespeare in the Park? Is there anything worse than Shakespeare in the Park?
No, there's not.
I was stunned to find out he had a wife and children. I was stunned. I was so convinced Hugh Jackman was a gay gentleman.
Really?
Just by the way he carries himself when he's not Wolverine.
Well, just by his name.
And, of course, in The Prestige.
You think he knows Shakespeare?
Shakespeare in the Park?
Or just Shakespeare in general?
He could probably blurt out some Shakespeare.
You think he acts with a skull?
Oh, yes. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him. Yes, he acts with his skull.
They told me I wasn't very good at Shakespeare because I didn't put the I was like, alas, poor Yorick. I know him.
I know that, dude.
Shakespeare sucks dicks.
Yeah, he really was. Oh, I heard that's accurate, too.
You're the immortal bard?
Dude.
How dare you?
You guys did Shakespeare in high school or college or something, right?
No.
You never had to fucking read through that
How was
Shakespeare
that?
shit and try to figure out what the hell he meant?
Drinking
because the
and
language
fucking
was
in
different?
college, because I didn't go there. I was visiting.
I was too busy listening to rock and roll music and bad-mouthing my country.
Me standing tall before the man.
Give me some Fortunate Son, will you? A little CCR for Jimmy. Vietnam Jimmy.
Yeah, gotta love
Are
it.
you ready for Vietnam Jimmy?
I certainly am.
So he got, Hugh Jackman got a little angry. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear it or not.
Well, we could try.
Yeah, let's give it a whirl.
All
I
right.
don't blame him.
This is TMZ.com.
I still see his face. All the time, his face.
Oh.
You want to get that? You want to get it? Grab it. I don't care. Grab it. Grab your phone. Doesn't matter.
He's all mad.
He's
Anthony,
pissed.
because the phone rang. He's out of character. It's still ringing.
Oh, my
What a-
God.
Nobody wants to
You
pick
know
it
what?
up.
As much as I want to make fun of Hugh Jackman.
He's right.
Yeah.
Come on. That's an office. You got a better story. You want to get on 30 stories.
Wow, is he angry?
Hey,
I don't blame him,
I
though.
don't blame him
Of
either.
course not.
It's still a dumb play with no scenery, but
of course, you can't blame him. The thing is, these fucking people, how do you walk in to a Broadway show and they remind you
5 times they remind
to
you.
shut that fucking cell phone off, and some self-centered douchebag, not listening asshole just sits there and lets it ring and ring and ring.
It's probably somebody that came in
wait,
late.
that's what just happened to you while we're trying to entertain.
I can give a shit about this show.
Your timing
of
is
course.
horrendous. You just turned off your phone.
There's
'cause it
no
was ringing.
sign that says turn off your cell phone
Your
before you
timing
enter
is
here.
horrible.
And it was one ding. Could have been part. They could have thought maybe it was part of the play.
I'm going to make Kenny's new job is to remind us to turn off our cell phones before we broadcast.
Please turn off all cell phones.
You know, Billy Crystal one
I mean,
time.
your rant was great, Ant, but I mean, it came literally a minute after your phone was ringing.
Well, this is different than a Broadway show.
Yeah.
And if this show was a different, attitude.
I'm just fucking
No,
with
but you're right. But if it was a different, attitude, you definitely would.
Yeah. Jimmy, I interrupted you. I'm
Would
sorry.
It's okay, man. I was saying Billy Crystal one time doing his play had so many. They make the announcement, and he actually stopped and said, "Do we play that audio here? Maybe I'm telling you guys the audio we played here." And he was right though. He was like, he really was furious that the people's phones kept ringing. It's like
What?
nothing.
Sorry.
But it's a matter of you trying to do something, and it's you're trying to make a point, and you're trying to get something accomplished. And you say in the beginning of the show, you're like, "Look, could you please turn off your cell phone because it's distracting." And so people are supposed to reach down. I carry a phone. I'm responsible with it. But what they do is they just don't care about anybody but themselves. And I don't comprehend, how do you not put it on vibrate? It's like, we fucking got it. I hope someone else is hearing that. That's the sound I hear when other people are talking. That's how self-centered I am. Could you do that again? Hold on, I'm arguing with my girlfriend. You're being a fucking bitch! Apparently you said something to me too, honey. I can't hear it.
Shit. Stephen S. from Bayshore, you know the woman in the audience with the phone ringing during the play? Stephen S. writes, from what I understand, the guy was getting a tweet from Opie Radio.
Was that? Wait,
I don't tweet as much as I was last week.
Wait, was
I'm
that
trying
a-
to slow down a little bit.
Was that a woman whose phone went off? Did he address her?
Oh, yeah, he fucking addressed her. And then supposedly another phone went off. It was two different phones.
It would have to be because a guy usually has that phone in a pocket where it's easy to just dive in, click a button, and shut that fucker off. It's in my purse. I can't find it. I'm here to see Daniel Craig. He was so sexy as James Bond. Ugh. And it's just ringing and ringing. Stop it already.
That place sounds horrendous.
I don't know.
I might go see it.
Why don't they make a movie? Because then you could, have car crashes and stuff.
I don't know, man. I've been to a few plays. I tell you, Chaz's I really liked.
Bronx Tale ruled.
That was a good play,
I think that was the last time I went.
Yeah, me too.
I think.
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig is just sitting there like a lump of shit in the chair, not saying a word. He's just like, where is my James Bond checks? Where are my James Bond checks?
Do you know how hard... I got to say this, though, as an actor.
Well, yes.
To fucking paint a picture for real and to really be good at this, it is really hard, man. Two guys on a fucking... Yeah. It looks easy, but two guys to create a believable ambiance with two men, like a believable push and pull between... Yeah. You don't realize it when you're watching dialogue of guys who are really good until you go into an audition like I have and realize I am a flat, horrible bag of shit and I'm connected to nothing. Not these words, but these guys actually have motivation and they connect. A great actor is really impressive. As much as I like to smash these guys.
It really is.
It's amazingly hard to do.
It's pompous to not have scenery. I'm obsessed.
You're probably right.
I'm obsessed with the scenery thing.
At least the table. Yeah, they're conversing over a
Maybe
table.
that was just this scene, though. Who knows what the rest of this
It always like this.
He's sitting on a dumb chair.
Can we hear any of it, what they were saying before?
Yeah, let's hear.
Hard to hear.
Well, it was only half over, or?
Yeah, but it's just...
I just want to hear it.
It's hard to hear.
The applause.
You get that? Wherever that is, you get it?
Oh, my God.
Wait, just get the phone.
Oh, not Daniel Craig is saying something.
Don't be embarrassed. Just grab all done. Just grab your phone.
Totally out of their
Don't be embarrassed. Just.
You got it? All right.
Great shit.
Danny took it hard.
What did he say?
I didn't catch that line.
I think he said you're a fucking cunt.
Yeah, it says something like
No, I don't know, Jimmy.
Wow.
I was just trying to make it funny.
That's really awkward, though, in the middle of that moment, that phone. And there's really, again, that's one thing I love about being a comedian, is you could play that off and make it funny, but that was obviously not a funny scene. It would have been totally inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would have been great if Wolverine jumped off the stage and just sliced the woman's head off with his adamantium claws.
Huh?
Yes.
Yay!
See, that would have been good. Whoosh. And then just jump off the stage and just fucking chop her head off.
That ain't gonna happen though.
No, because
that's just one of the.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Not allowed
it's
to
not
kill
really
people.
Wolverine.
No,
he goes, "Don't be embarrassed. Just grab it.
Just grab it." Yeah, because out of embarrassment, she's sitting there going,
hoping it stops. She's probably trying to step on her purse.
Yeah.
Whoever, just break everything in the bag. There's two fucking major stars in Hollywood fucking staring at you like you cunt, pick it up. The whole audience, they all hear where it's coming from. Like they're all now, they've had it narrowed down to 2 or 3 people. Probably the ones sitting there staring straight ahead like they're watching a murder.
Just panicking. How hard is it to just,
Oh, how embarrassing.
And you know what? I would love to know how fucking important that call was. Like, I'd love to know, hello, you pick it up, hello, hi, what are you up to? Just being embarrassed to shit now.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, hi, how are you? What are you doing? I'm nothing. I was bored. Figured I'd call you.
How about
Where are you?
Being escorted out of the theater in front of 1,000 people. Wouldn't it be great? Thank you very much, Evan. Wouldn't it be great if that was more napkins, please? Jesus.
Oh, fuck. He's calling you a slob.
Sure, Evan brought me a cup of coffee with 311 napkins on it. I specifically said 300. He's a wasteful boy. But I imagine if that was her friend with her who just went out to fuck with her.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That would be good, too.
I know. Whenever I sit next to fat people in theaters, I always ask for their number so I can go out and call them and have them escort it out. Excuse me, there's an elephant getting a call. Perhaps it's from the peanut salesman. Could you throw him out?
All right, why don't we get into this Andy Rooney thing? Because the guy is just terrific. He's just an American institution at this point.
He certainly is.
This
Should be in one.
I get it.
This Andy Rooney, I got to tell you, man. Just gives us great TV year after year after year. Gets millions of dollars to bring us this fine entertainment. And the other day, the grumpy old man was bitching about vacations. He hates vacations.
Yeah, why?
We're going to find out. Andy Rooney, everyone.
I don't know about you, but I'm glad that our new television season has started. I thought my vacation would never end, to tell you the truth.
That's what tells you your vacation's over?
I thought it would never end, to tell you the truth.
You ever notice when you come back to a hotel and you forgot to check out, your stuff's thrown all over the front lawn? You ever have that happen? And it's embarrassing stuff, like black dildos and men's magazines with all men in them. You ever have that happen? Your Eros is spilled all over your luggage. You ever have your metallic fist fall out of your luggage on your way out of your vacation hotel?
How do you hate vacation?
No one does.
No one does.
Where do you go?
Even if you go on a shitty vacation, it's still better than work.
Think about it.
In most cases.
Look at this fucking guy. We're looking at a picture of him. Where is he going?
A cruise ship.
That he's having fun.
A cruise ship for a guy like that.
Fun on a cruise ship.
A cruise ship with some shuffleboard. Why are you?
You ever notice when your flight to Somalia is delayed, your vacation starts late? You ever watch a clitoral circumcision on the beach?
He's not going anywhere fun. His fun is going through knickknacks and trying to figure out how he's going to fucking talk about it on 60 Minutes.
It's been one damn day off after another.
Wow.
If summer had lasted another month, I'd be exhausted from all that relaxation.
What a piece of shit. He gets
really
the summer off from that easy job of his?
Yeah.
And he's bitching?
He's so,
Can you
why?
imagine if all of a sudden they go, you know what, guys, take every summer off.
Yeah.
Would we come back in the fall and bitch that our summer vacation's over?
We would.
He's petrified that...
No, I mean bitch that we were on summer vacation.
He's petrified that he's going to get back.
What are you
and it's going to be, all of his stuff is going to be in the dumpster behind CBS.
Right.
It's going to be like About Schmidt. His wife's going to have her shoe askew while the vacuums were still running. But his leg on the floor.
Think about his job, though. He looks around his office, picks something up, and then he talks about it for 2 minutes every once in a while. I don't even think he's on weekly.
Penis pumps.
Right.
What are these things? Penis pumps.
And then he gets the summer off.
Yeah. Gets the whole summer off. What a fucking...
Can you imagine anyone that gets
bastard.
the whole summer off and then, a week for a Jewish holiday
Amazing.
after having a couple weeks off for the end of summer?
It'd be great. I would take that deal.
No kidding. Is the part-timer working today? Do we know?
I have no idea.
I don't think the part-timer's working today. We bring you your live programming. We are the workhorses of SiriusXM. Can we have a big stinger? The workhorses of SiriusXM. Opie and Anthony.
And then
something. And lasers. We got to bring lasers back into our production. Danny, can we get lasers?
Absolutely.
A lot of
I'll make sure Derek gets on it right now.
Lasers.
Something with workhorses. I want people to understand who's really working around here.
Yeah, good luck.
I mean, someday we want to be the part-timers. We understand that.
Good luck getting people to understand anything.
I'm just saying for the show. Like, I care what they think. I just like coming in here and doing the radio show with you guys.
It's fun.
And mocking everything. But we get in trouble for mocking everything.
Yes,
That's always been
we
our
do.
problem.
I'm tired from my vacation.
Why?
I go to basketball camp.
You go to basketball camp?
Yes, I'm 75 years old, and I play basketball with a bunch of inner-city African-Americans in Chicago. Don't you hate when you're tired after being trampled on the court for 8 hours a day? I scored 1 point all summer.
Let's see. Let's get back into
What was his
Eddie.
vacation about?
We're going to find out.
From all that relaxation. I can stand a little vacation, but they're getting ridiculous. Too many people are making a living off the rest of us taking time off. My idea of a good restful week is to get up at the same time every morning, eat breakfast, read the newspaper, go to work, come home tired, have dinner, read a little something, watch television, and then go to bed.
He forgot something.
That's what I call relaxing.
My idea of relaxing is to wake up every morning, clean the shit out of my pants, then have breakfast, re-shit my pants, talk to a relative who's only being polite because I might die soon, and they'll inherit my money, and then pass out on the floor.
The fuck was this? That's on CBS, right? That's not some dumb podcast from some youngster trying to make it on YouTube.
His idea of a vacation is working.
Right.
What the hell are they doing on Channel 11 News?
They're talking to Bob Kelly about something. Not that. You know what? It's the news. It's entertainment. It's news entertainment.
You got your coffee.
Hey, sit down. You relax. Boom. You learn. You laugh. Boom. You learn. You laugh. What an asshole.
As we continue. Maybe. I don't know. Just a thought.
Every morning I woke up during vacation. I'd say good morning to the river. And then I'd say good night to the river. It's my friend. And then we'd sit down for dinner. And I've just made some darling friends. Have you?
Is that bit still way too inside?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might be way too inside still.
Ugh.
Just be patient. It'll make sense eventually.
It's wonderful.
Just this weird commercial we hear on the way in about, I don't know, an old age home, I guess, but it's terrific because it's right next to the Hudson River, and the old folk, they say good morning and good night to the river.
Sat at my computer looking at RedTube. Dripping clear stuff. My ass was all raw. I had cranky ass my whole vacation.
I like to go to work, come home, watch some RedTube, and see a girl pink sock while a large gentleman dog fucks her. You ever see a girl pink sock and then he pushes it back in? That's fun.
Pink sock. Have you ever seen Booyah? So the guy shoves the testicles in the girl's asshole, pulls it out, and yells something like Booyah.
We got a match. We got a match. We play match game around here too, as we all try to write.
When I was a kid, Booyah was something you yelled at a rival baseball player. Now it's something you yell when your testicles are in the hiney of a runaway.
This was just on CBS TV. He just described a mundane day.
He can't have fun.
No.
He is not a fun guy.
Well, why don't we continue with Andy Rooney? He hates vacations. Oh.
The tiring part of my long break from doing 60 Minutes each week is
breathing and keeping my heart beating. That's the tiring part. When's that going to stop?
And remembering to lift the toilet lid before I went to the bathroom. I would always forget, and my wife would find duty all over the seat, mushed into my pants.
I clean it up because I don't like vacation myself. So working's fun.
The tiring part of my long break from doing 60 Minutes each week is planning to go somewhere, getting ready to go there, and organizing everything I need to take with me. I have to pack, I have to load the car, find the place I'm going to spend my vacation, and then, when it's all over, reverse the whole process and come home. There are just so many things about summer vacations that are tiring and tiresome that maybe we ought to give some thought to abandoning them altogether.
How about you? All right? Just stay at fucking work. Some people actually enjoy going out.
A lot of us enjoy our Caribbean vacations.
Having fun.
And our fucking camping and whatnot. Andy Rooney. Sounded like he was describing a trip to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about vacations, he's talking about a trip to the bathroom. Listen.
The tiring part of my long break from doing 60 Minutes each week is planning to go somewhere, getting ready to go there, and organizing everything I need to take with me.
My wipes, the toilet paper.
What was that dumb fucking
tongue depressor?
What was that apparatus that we had fun with?
Yeah, the wipe stick.
The wipe stick or whatever it was.
I need a good wipe stick.
And a good 5 chapters to read. I sit there a long time. Nothing happens.
We got Andy Rooney checking in.
Good. Wow, I'm glad he listens.
You know, he is a legend. Andy, how are you? Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Did you ever notice the Mr. Hands video, the horse fucking a man?
Jesus. Larry King checking it in. Yes. Larry, a little jealous today because Andy Rooney's getting all the attention.
Andy, how important is the content? Go.
Apparently, none important.
And then Jim in Rochester, the home of Brother Weeze. Jim.
Do you ever notice when you go on vacation, they don't let you bring your hand lube on the airplane?
And it was a stewardess.
Yes. Well, the last track is labeled, Andy has not yet made his point. Once again, he dislikes vacations. Fucking Sam.
Avoiding work is hard work. When I'm on my vacation, I don't get enough sleep. I spend too much money on nothing. How much for potato chips?
Wait, can I stop this?
He's buying potato chips and hookers. Potato chips and hookers.
Don't you get the best sleep when you're on vacation?
Yes.
You do a lot of shit, but you're also fucking just relaxing, napping, sleeping.
Whenever you want, you can fucking sleep. Fucking. Look at her. Her womb is so polluted. We can't even have a little baby.
I'm at a point I've got tits. They've got hair on them. My wife's friend is Ernie the pig.
Greg in Canada. Greg. Our neighbor to the north. Greg.
Hey.
Hi there, guys.
Hey, Greg.
I love you guys. Picked up an XM box from my brother-in-law.
All right, boring story.
With Andy Rooney, and I think he needs to not abandon vacation, but rather needs to abandon life.
Not funny, but true.
Don't you hate when you want to go on vacation and your family points you to a cemetery and they say, go ahead, Pop, sleep by this headstone?
Andy Rooney checking in. Andy!
You ever wonder why Jimmy Norton likes to get fucked in the ass?
Oh, Andy.
Don't you hate when you're trying to have your asshole violated by a young lady and you have to poop and fart? So you run and sit on the toilet and go so loud that she can hear you with a plastic dick strapped to her in the next room. Do you ever notice how embarrassing that is?
I'd rather be on vacation. And I hate vacations.
Do you ever have a finger in your hiney and it really hurts? And you want to say, I think I have a roid, but it would kill the mood?
Avoiding work is hard work. When I'm on my vacation, I don't get enough sleep. I spend too much money on nothing. How much for potato chips? $2.50. I do too much driving, too much eating. All right, I'll have a root beer shake with an extra vanilla ice cream in it. And too much talking. I'll bet that I could add 10 years to my life if I didn't have to take all those vacation breaks from my usual routine. And my usual routine is work. That's why it's so good to be back from my vacation.
Doesn't vacations add years onto your life?
Yeah.
Because you're relaxing?
He's one of those people.
What?
That just don't fucking... They can't enjoy themselves.
They don't know how to enjoy their life.
He is so immersed in work. Is he married?
Immersed in what work? Like I said, he picks up some dumb item in his office and then figures out 2 minutes on it.
Well, that's just it. That's like his thing. He must look around and just go, Sharpie. What can I do with a Sharpie? Ever noticed that Sharpie is... sometimes they're not sharp. Sometimes they're a dully.
Kind of like my segment.
God. All right, let's go to Andy Rooney.
Must be
Andy.
Horrible to live with.
Andy.
You just called in. Is it him again?
Yeah. Hey guys, you ever notice how when your producer fucking dies that you get real worried about your job, so you got to tell them how much you hate vacation so they don't fire your fucking ass?
Do you ever notice when somebody's not too sure how a call's going to go, they throw in fuck to hope it makes it stronger? You ever notice how that doesn't work?
Let's go to Andy Rooney.
He called in already.
I don't want to give up on this. Andy.
I hate when I go to the Windy City on vacation and someone beats my skull till my brains fall out.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Don't you hate when you're in the south side of Chicago and you're mistaken for a gang member and they bounce you and they beat on your stupid sports coat and they rip it off and they say, "Die, old white man." Don't you hate that?
Rather be at work.
I like to vacation at Cabrini Greens in Chicago.
Is that a bad area?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's say hi to Larry King, Anthony. Check it in.
Larry.
Larry.
Andy Rooney.
Yeah.
Do you think you would rest better if you took a dirt nap instead?
Yeah,
that would be good.
That's the attitude of somebody, too, that is pretty much just waiting to die.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a vacation.
He's
I'm
90.
just going to work until my head hits the old silk pillow.
Bob Kelly checking in.
Oh.
Bobby, what's up?
You know, Andy, you got to relax. You get cum on you. Boom. You got your coffee. You got to relax on vacation.
You know what? As a debut Bob Kelly call,
Yeah.
I like it. We start here.
Boom.
We start
you got
here.
Your cup of coffee, dude.
We
you're
like
on vacation, Andy. Why don't you just
Punch it
relax? We'll go up to Roscoe. We'll do some fishing. You'll love it.
We'll go hunt relics, dude.
It'll be great. We'll go to Guatemala, pick up a relic. I get a cup of Java. Yeah.
You ever notice your friend who's trying to fight his sex addiction and really wants to be on a table being masturbated by an Asian girl? Tries to find himself in Guatemala, in Roscoe, New York. But he comes back and he realizes wherever I went, there I was. You ever notice that? You ever notice a spiritually bankrupt person trying to find spirituality outside himself? You ever notice how that doesn't work? You ever notice how a small left-sided face and an older right-sided face psychopath tries to show you how peaceful he is, like the ways of the peaceful warrior?
Idiot. He seems to enjoy that fly fishing, though, Jimmy.
Oh, he's the worst.
He told me, he goes, "Dude, I have my gear in the car, and I see a river. I just stop." And
He stops and jumps in and starts
jumps
fishing.
in the river, and I fish.
It's like, dummy, it's a sewage culvert. What are you fishing for?
What a jerk he is.
Jerk.
We should put the No Country for Old Men haircut on fucking Bobby. I want to see how he would look with that.
He is just a douche.
Well, there's the great Andy Rooney. He's talking about vacations. So we're going to go to break. Remember yesterday, Ant, E-Rock came in with some audio, and it just completely bombed.
Tanked.
It was just like E-Rock when he hears
my bagel, you fuck down there.
E-Rock, when a show talks about us, he records the audio and runs it in every single time. What happened?
It's not hot.
The fuck you doing?
Well, fuck, this gave me a goddamn turkey and an American sandwich on a bagel.
Kenny, come in here.
Get in here, Kenny.
God damn it.
Someone's about to be fired.
Kenny, what happened?
There's a few things.
Few things, not one thing.
Icy cold.
Icy cold.
Secondly, an onion bagel, and it's got like salt all over it.
Salt on an onion bagel. That's thing number 2.
And the bagel isn't barely toasted.
Not barely toasted. It's cold as ice.
Oh, God, did they fuck this
What
up?
did they do wrong?
Oh, my God.
God damn it. He's not happy.
Throw it in that fucking savage's face.
Yeah, throw it back.
I had
It's not your fault.
Of course it's your fault.
Speaking of Kenny, I had a weird moment with him. We're in the elevator, right?
I got to wait.
And I know that he calls Jimmy every morning at 5:30 to make sure Jimmy's up. It's
Every
normal little
morning.
thing. So I'm in the elevator with Kenny, and I see the clock in the elevator says 5:30. So I go, it's 5:30, because I really thought, which was stupid on my part, because Kenny doesn't forget anything. I go, Kenny, it's 5:30. I know you called Jimmy at 5:30. At that point, he pulls out his BlackBerry, and he goes, no, it's 5:29. And then waits the extra fucking minute before he called Jimmy.
Wow.
Literally waited. And not just because he was trying to be silly and kind of like have a little fun back at me.
He is prompt.
I hate his punctuality.
He needed his BlackBerry to say 5:30 before he called you, Jimmy. Not 5:29, not 5:31. It has to be 5:30.
That's the sound I make.
Look, I wasn't hoping for a half-hour discussion. I mean, I just wanted to...
Praying for a cell phone to go off so you can yell at somebody. Horrible joke.
It was just a quick observation, that's all. Jesus. All right, why don't we take a break? So E-Rock came in here with that horrendous audio because the show talked about it, so, you know, he runs it down here, just assuming that we can make gold out of it.
Yeah.
It fell flat. We all were like, humming.
We had nothing to say after it was played.
Completely stopped the show, so Sam went backstage with E-Rock. Oh, no.
Oh, what happened? You pushed the button.
Oh, no. I pushed the button.
And
it is playing.
But you can't hear it.
I did push the button.
What the fuck happened?
Well, that's very interesting.
Let me try this one. That was a great setup, too, man. That was a perfect setup. And then boom, right to the audio, and then nothing.
Bing.
Boom, right to the audio.
You hit the button. Boom, you're listening. You got your cup of coffee. The fans are entertained. Boom, it's a show. It's fun.
Let's all go into a panic when Mars comes into the studio.
Holy shit.
Mars, help me out.
Nothing worked. The goddamn thing was just, oh my God.
Look, it's playing.
What is that, Mars? Look. What is it?
It's playing.
What is it?
Look, it's playing.
Mars is wearing his Club Soda Kenny wig. They have the fucking same hairdo. It sickens me.
I think they both recently got haircuts.
I'm sure they did. From fucking tard cuts in the mall. Jesus Christ.
That's stupor cuts.
Jesus. What happened? What do you mean, what happened? I just lost
made
the fucking
bap sound like electricity.
Stupor cuts.
It's working now.
Stupor.
Well, push it again. See, it's not working.
Stupor cuts.
Sam's running down the hall.
Here comes Sam with another
Mars
copy,
guy. What was
perhaps?
it, Mars? It's unplugged.
Oh, did someone fuck that up?
Who fucked it up?
How come, I was kicking that before.
How come the back of the players are consistently fucked up?
Quickly.
Is the replay?
Yeah.
It gets swapped every day with the wrong thing.
Yeah, so, but doesn't somebody at this point know to label it?
Who puts it back in?
Put it back together?
What
no,
happened?
there should be like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Yeah, Mars. You got 8 with 2 and 1. What are you doing? Looking through the wires? Jesus, fucking Michael handed this better season. Boo. Oh. Boo.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Spiral out of control.
You're lucky he just unplugged my fucking machine.
I know. Wish you would have done the same to my mic.
Young captain. Oh, boy. Now he's looking at where to plug that one in.
Once again, I just want to acknowledge I had a great setup to the bit.
It's okay.
Yeah, we remember that.
It was amazing.
Who is fucking
Radio 101
plugging this
Mars.
shit in all fucked
Yeah,
up?
it's unbelievable.
Man, Mars knows.
Who does it?
Mars.
Are we going to just sit here and watch you look at wires for a while?
Yeah, Mars, please. Oh, you got it?
Oh,
you don't
now
got it.
Now he's just panicking.
He has no idea. Of course he is.
Don't think
all
about
these people are listening to you.
Don't think about
fumble.
all the people just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, Mars.
Look at
Nothing's
his-
happening.
Look at he's freaking
Oh,
out.
my God. He's fucking freaking. Oh, that one went in there. Okay, that goes there. And
How come
then
that wasn't
one.
done before? What happened?
We're still
Yeah,
live.
Mars, this is not a fucking rehearsal. This is not the afternoon of the show happening that night. The show's happening and being spoiled. You're destroying the show.
At this point, he's just guessing in front of a million people.
Travis the chimp could do a better job while he's biting that lady's face, using his feet to put these fucking wires in.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
no,
He's unplugging this. He's dipping it in water.
Huh?
There we go.
Ah, see, it's still not
Perfect.
working.
Of course it's not working. That fucking haircut is exactly appropriate for the way this is being handled.
All right, now what, Mars?
Mars, what are you doing? Mars, fix it. This is live. Okay, try it now.
All right, let's see.
It's
Go ahead.
No, it's on.
Boom. Bing.
No, it's on.
Yeah.
Try the new
Yeah, put it in the other
CD.
one. Yeah, put it in the other one. The plugs aren't working, but you might as well put
All
it
right,
in.
Sam brought it up.
Check the CD.
I pray it was Sam's
Oh,
fault. the whole
please,
time.
make it Sam's fault. It was Sam's fault.
He brought in a new copy. It works perfectly.
right,
Sorry,
good.
Mars. It was just a broken CD that wasn't burned correctly.
Fucking Sam.
Oh, Sam, did you fuck that up?
No, I didn't.
Why? What happened?
I'm not the one who burned it.
Oh, who burnt the
who
original?
burnt
Let
it?
me think. Let me guess. Does his name start with an E?
No.
Oh.
An S.
No.
An E.
No.
A D.
A B.
No. No.
A T.
A T.
Ah.
Travis?
No.
I don't think Travis.
I was guessing Travis.
Troy Kwan?
Troy Kwan.
Oh, shit.
Come on.
Bag of shit.
What a fucking showstopper he is.
He ruined your...
Certainly did. He ruined everything.
I want to pet a kitten. They're on TV right now.
I know. They're showing little kittens for adoption.
All docile.
They're just adorable.
How cute is that?
Look at the kitten.
What's cuter than a kitten? I challenge you.
Oh, it just went...
Wasn't a ruckus?
Yeah.
Look at him.
Can someone bring a...
I'm allergic.
So me too, but I still want to pet one.
Adorable. Someone bring up a little kitten. Then when we're done playing with it, we could smash it.
I had a weird dream that I was in Siegfried and Roy's house. This is true.
During the segment of your...
I was in Siegfried and Roy's house, and they're fucking giant... Oh, that one. The ears on that thing are so back.
You think the cat's angry? What do you think the problem is with the cat?
Cat wants no part of that fucking...
I love angry cat. That is the angriest cat you are ever going to see in your life.
You know we have to play the dude yelling at his cat going into break. You know we have to.
Dude, that cat's ears are so back. Ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder why it's in a shelter.
All right, can we...
Yeah, right.
Let's go backstage with E-Rock and Sam, and then we're going to play the audio of the guy just screaming at his cat over and over again.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
And now, backstage with O&A. Here is Primetime Sam Roberts.
I'm Primetime Sam Roberts. Opie and Anthony producer E-Rock brought a clip of Covino and Rich talking about Opie and Anthony to the show. Little to do with anything remotely entertaining, the show hosts and audience were left puzzled as to why the clip would ever be isolated and rebroadcast with the expectation of discussion. We found Rich from Covino and Rich of the clip being replayed. So Rich from Covino and Rich, E-Rock brought us a clip in today. Do you remember talking about Opie and Anthony on your show?
I think I just mentioned that on the other show I do, the Morning Mashup, that they play like cheesy, corny songs when we walk by.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah, E-Rock brought it in and shared with the guys the clip from
was that show worthy?
No, actually that's the thing. It wasn't because it was just so quick. Was there anything that E-Rock was missing, or was he just a retard?
Dude, I love him, but he might have just been a retard on this one. To be quite honest.
So even you, the host of the show, is fully acknowledging. What's the point of bringing that clip in?
I mean, the host of the show, who loves to get mentioned on a cool show like O&A, still sees no reason why he pulled that clip.
With Rich acknowledging how truly uneventful the clip was, it's obvious who's at fault on this one. We interrupted Sex Bagel's third breakfast to get to the bottom of things. E-Rock, today on the show you brought in a clip from Covino and Rich.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Well, they had mentioned the show. Rich had talked about the bit we were doing with the Morning Mashup, so I just brought it in as a reference piece.
But I mean, there was literally no point to it.
Well, it's their show. Ask them.
Who, Covino and Rich?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not faulting them for bringing it up. Like, as a passing reference, it worked for their show. But to isolate that and say that was worthy to bring to our show to be a talking point when there is no point to it, I just can't fathom the thinking behind it.
Well, I never stressed that this was, stellar audio. I just said, hey, they mentioned us.
So you just bring subpar audio to the show and say, here's something for you to play.
Sure, why not?
You think that reflects poorly on you as a producer?
No, you hit and miss.
So when will you hit?
I just brought it as a reference point, that's all.
To what?
Okay, it sucked.
Yes, E-Rock, it did suck. Maybe one day E-Rock will learn that audio submitted for the show is meant to entertain the audience, not leave them with a feeling of pure indifference. Oh well, at least we can slap his tits. I'm Primetime Sam Roberts, and this has been
Backstage with O&A.
Down! Fucking jump! Jump! Get the fuck down from there! Fucking jump! Jump! Do it, you bitch! Do it! Jump! Yeah! Do it! You fucking pussy! Jump! Look at me. Look at me. Up here. Up here. What the fuck are you looking at? Don't fucking run away from me! I'll end you! Where'd you fucking go? You son of a bitch! Fuck! Don't fucking go in my closet! Get the fuck outside! Run! Yeah! Fucker! You are a fucking piece of shit! I'm going to rape you! Fuck you! Run! Fucking run! Yeah! Don't fucking stare at me! You fucking bitch!
Jimmy, your Cowboys won last night, Monday Night Football.
Yes, they did.
First win in the new Cowboys Stadium.
21-7.
That's going to be exciting for you.
Yeah, I mean, I saw not the whole game. I tend to watch the end because I'm out doing spot. But
Sure.
Yeah, I was happy they won. Fucking.
And a quarterback I really like. I liked him when he was on the Jets. This Chad Pennington. Another bad break for him. Dislocated shoulder.
Again, he's hurt?
Done for the year.
Oh, my God.
I don't think that's going to make Big Ken happy. He's a big fish fan. Big fish fan.
Yeah.
Dolphins?
Now my Jets are going to just fucking roll all over your team.
Out for the season again? Is that the second time he's been out for the season, this fucking pussy?
I do believe. I don't know. See, this is where our sports talk stops. I don't know.
Yeah.
I seem to remember some kind of injury that had him out for a while. So.
Yeah, I think
he's just a nice guy. And then Anthony's Yankees won again last night with nothing but scrubs on the field.
No one playing.
And you warned Jimmy, because Jimmy was going to go last night. You went the night before when they clinched the division. And then Jimmy's like, well, I got great tickets for yesterday.
Yeah.
And you said, don't fucking go because no one's going to be playing.
I think
and that was the
Melky
case.
was playing.
Yes.
And who else? Like one other fucking Yankee. And then everybody else was just...
Jorge played last night.
Oh, did Jorge play?
Yeah. He took up, I think, 13 of the $22 million that was on the field.
Yeah. Quite amazing. And they won. They won against the Royals.
101 wins. My God.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be their best season ever.
116 was
116 was it?
If you remember, the Yankees kind of started off a little shaky there.
I was kind of mocking you and laughing at you because there was a point. Travis, could you find when the Mets were ahead of the Yankees?
The Mets actually started off
I do
better,
remember that the Mets had a better record than the Yankees. Please, someone do some research and find that out for me. Because I was making fun of Anthony. I said, my team is better than your team. And then there were a few na-na-na-na-nas in there.
Na-na-na-na-nas.
Na-na-na-na-na.
Oh, guys, when the things like that start flying, it gets crazy in here.
I know.
Oh, by the way, dolphins aren't fish. You're right.
They are mammals.
Yeah, because we always say squish the fish.
But it's the fish because
it rhymes, like match the hatch.
And it's stupid because they swim like fish. You take them out of the water and put them on land, they'll die.
Yeah.
You know,
what are we?
You can't do that.
What are we, marine biologists?
Yeah.
The average man goes, oh, look at that fish.
The fish.
You should
That's all
never
we
say
think.
squish the fish.
Why? Squish the fish.
Oh,
oh my God. Here's your knowledge coming in from John in Jersey about Chad Pennington. Chad?
Yes. Chad Pennington got hurt for the third time. And I hate to say this, Opie, but you make me sick when you talk about the Jets. I'm a diehard Jet fan.
Oh.
You only come on board when they're winning. Every Jet fan knows how many times Chad Pennington
Yep, exactly.
That's not true, man.
We say that to him.
What the fuck did I say last year when the Jets got Brett Favre? I said this is a fucking horrible move by the Jets. I was pissed off. I've been following the Jets. I'm following them a little closer right now because this Rex Ryan makes it exciting.
Yeah, but you're from Long Island. You have to root from the Jets one loss. I mean, come on.
I know, it's true.
What?
That's right.
What?
Boomer Esiason, when he came to the Jets, were you rooting for him? He's a Long Islander.
I had a tough time when they picked up Boomer as well because he was past his prime.
Yep.
You know.
Are you a Kenny O'Brien fan?
No.
Okay, you're not a Jets fan.
See? That's right.
Jimmy's such
We
an
say that all the time, though, dude.
I kind of liked Richard Todd because he was supposed to be the new Joe Namath. Remember?
Yes,
Richard.
remember old
Hey,
Richard
you hung up
Todd.
on me, this fuck.
The guy's right.
He said enough with your lies.
Yeah, you watch
Fucking
what we
Greg
do.
bandwagon.
Yeah, you watch what we do to the Saints this fucking weekend. You just watch that game.
That's right.
Best offense in football, but you know what? The Jets have a pretty good D, my friend.
Saints are the best offense in football?
I do believe they have the best offense in football, but it's early, you know. What do we play? 3 games so far?
Hey, that's, it's a lot of games to just win right in a row, right off the bat like that.
I openly admit
it makes more pressure for the team, though.
But there was something that was going on in the offseason where I said, you know what, I'm really going to follow the Jets big time this year. I like the Sanchez move, and I liked that we got this Rex Ryan who could drop dead of a heart attack at any game.
Yeah, he does look
He's got the biggest waist, I think, ever in football.
He is a fatty.
He is giant, and he's walking down. I'm like, don't walk. Just stand still.
Yeah.
Don't move around too much. We need you.
Stand there, watch the game.
But I openly admit it. I'm watching a lot more this year than in past years. Anyway. Ant.
Yes.
Time to pat ourselves on the back.
Ooh.
This is a brand new segment called Pat Ourselves on the Back.
All right.
Opie and Anthony. The workhorses of satellite radio.
Oh, wow. Holy shit, you wanted lasers.
We got lasers.
You got them. Oh, that was so obnoxious.
What do you want in the next one? They'll do anything for us because it's called Pat Ourselves on the Back. What do you want? Jimmy, what do you want?
The lasers.
Something with
I asked
me
for
in
lasers.
there.
Something with Jimmy in there would be nice.
All right, something with Jimmy in there for the next one. And what do you want? What do you want?
I don't know. The lasers are good, but
The
maybe
lasers were a
some-
little weak. We need some explosions,
Some well-placed explosions, yeah.
too. Explosions, and Jimmy needs to be in there.
Yeah.
And go. I'm sure Derek's like, what the fuck? I got a lot of work today. I don't need to be bogged down with this shit.
No.
Huh?
He can't possibly have that much work to do.
All right.
Derek? Here I am walking, he's smoking outside and living the life of Riley.
I'm drinking his coffee.
With his headphones on, listening to nothing. Static.
You don't think he listens to anything?
No, he's a fucking weirdo. He listens to Static or NPR. Same thing, actually. Fucking boring NPR.
Well, it was back in mid-May, Anthony, that the Mets were better than the Yankees.
Mid-May.
June,
The Mets were
July,
better
August,
than the
September.
Yankees.
All right.
Yeah. Then they just came alive.
You're talking months ago.
Derek likes Kraftwerk. Kraftwerk. I know
Derek
one.
likes
Deep
dick.
Boy.
I know one of their songs. Kraftwerk. What was their big hit? Not that they.
I don't want to be there.
Kraftwerk. Travis is trying to find a little Kraftwerk. This is Kraftwerk.
This is called Autobahn.
Autobahn.
Autobahn by Kraftwerk.
Is this on Alt Nation? Because I think I heard one song on Alt Nation from Kraftwerk.
Ja, das Chicken's gut, ja.
The Autobahn.
Autobahn.
Get the fuck out of here. Is this real?
Derek's a fucking Peter Pumper.
Derek likes this?
He doesn't like this. When does it kick in? I want to hear about the Autobahn. Does this song have words? He can't.
This is like a bad MIDI karaoke
This is the
song.
music that fucking the Duke of New York was driving to. Is this from Escape from New York?
No, this is.
It sounds like, oh.
Hey, Travis, does this ever kick in? Oh, here we go.
This is good.
All right, Derek needs to be let go.
Here comes Derek. Derek, I know you're too busy for this shit, but we want to know why you like Kraftwerk.
Put the headphones on and give this a listen. You listen to this?
No, I don't. I'm not a big Kraftwerk fan.
Well, wait a minute.
Oh, they're just fucking with you?
It said you're a big Kraftwerk fan.
Derek's told me a bunch of times that he likes a couple of Kraftwerk songs.
You like Autobahn?
Pocket Calculator's a good one.
Not a good one.
Is there any Pocket Calculator?
Pocket Calculator?
Is that the name of the band or the song by Kraftwerk?
It's the name of the song.
Okay.
With my pocket calculator.
You don't listen to this.
I don't. I have in the past.
This is great music if you're fucking like if you're doing poppers and another man is putting his fingers in your ass in an adult theater. And you have your headphones on.
Oh. There it goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
My pocket calculator. My pocket calculator.
I reach into my pocket for my pocket calculator.
That's pretty much how it goes, actually.
I add up numbers. You're supposed to say with my pocket.
I fucked the chicken with my pocket calculator.
This really does sound like it belongs on the Revenge of the Nerd soundtrack.
Yeah.
A little bit.
This is
great. I mean, back in the day, I was into Tangerine Dream, so...
What's he doing?
He's working his pocket calculator.
I'm the operator with my pocket calculator.
Come on.
This is horrible, dude.
I am adding and subtracting.
It multiplies and divides.
I'm controlling and composing.
Posing.
I'm the operator with my
pocket calculator. I'm the masturbator with my pocket calculator.
I'm the operator with my pocket calculator.
This is just fucking horrendous.
What was it? African Bambaataa is the one that actually kind of made him famous because they sampled from Planet Rock. It was a Kraftwerk song.
But he's not famous.
Who? Yeah, he really. I mean,
How old is this song?
Oh, this is probably like 85.
Oh, it's that old.
Oh, really?
Okay, then it's supposed to sound like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Then that one song I said might be the music from Escape from New York.
Yeah, you might be right.
No.
Escape from New York, that was all John Carpenter's like original compositions. Like he actually wrote the music for a lot
Then
of
maybe
his
I'm
songs.
wrong.
People are asking if this is a buttery beat. Not really.
Buttery beats.
My buttery beats are better than this. I'm talking about the music of Luminous. A terrific game for the PSP.
I'm the operator of my pocket calculator.
Yeah, it pretty much just goes on like this forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And ever.
Forever.
I'm the operator. Whenever I meet a woman, I hate her.
All right. Someone's saying I'm supposed to know this because they play it on Chill. I like a little Chill every once in a while, but...
Wow. This
Are you supposed to be on like
dick.
a substance when you listen to this?
I guess. I don't know.
What drug would go well with this? Is this a little E?
Gotta be E.
Little E?
Yeah, if you're gonna be dancing, it's E. If you're gonna be mellowing out to this, then a little mescaline. It'll make you laugh and shrooms.
What is the What is the number one band for the Meth Head?
Meth.
Yeah,
that's got to be fucking like.
Anyone know?
Paradise City, shit like that.
Where are my Meth Heads today? What's the number one band or song for the Meth Head? What do you think?
I would definitely think Guns N' Roses, Metallica. For Meth Head, fuck yeah.
I say Men Without Hats.
No.
The big safety dance people, the Meth Heads.
Safety dance.
You can dance if you want to.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your world behind. This works. Friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine with my calculator.
All right, well. Yes.
I am adding.
Derek was right. It just keeps
He's
going.
adding and subtracting. There's other keys on your calculator.
How about
dummy?
a little division? Give me a little division.
You're a German. You're supposed to be good at this stuff.
How about a multiplication?
Ah.
By pressing down a special key, it plays a little melody.
Oh. Is that it?
By pressing down a special key, it plays a little melody.
Here we go. Kevin from Connecticut. Meth heads love sniffing the tears. All right. Anyone for driver's seat? Okay. Sorry.
I ain't digging it.
Disturbed. Meth heads love Disturbed.
I tell the Jews, see you later, with my pocket calculator.
Yes. They call me the exterminator with my pocket calculator. Oscar Schindler was a traitor with his pocket calculator.
Look at the video of Pocket Calculator live in 1981.
Bob Kelly looks like Darth Vader with his pocket calculator. Dad, you got your pocket, your calculator. Boom, got your coffee, do some math, pay your bills.
Bing, you add in.
Bing.
Pow, you subtract.
Yeah, boom, times, point, whatever, gives you the percentage. Boom, into the manager.
Well, a lot of Saints fans checking in, telling me to go fuck myself. That's wonderful.
They're not talking like that.
Well, let's see what happens this weekend. And then we'll talk. We'll talk on Monday. New Alice in Chains. Meth heads love the new Alice in Chains. I got that fucking CD just sitting at home, and I haven't put it in yet.
Hitler's girl Eva was quite a hot tomato. Oh, my God.
Well,
I can't say that one, but it has incinerator in it. Oh, fuck.
Stephen Bayshore?
Oh, no. That's techiness. That's funny. Oh, that's so fucking awful. My pocket calculator. So, Derek, you dig that?
No.
Yes, you do.
Well, give us something you like.
How did somebody say that you like that?
I think because I had like a Kraftwerk tape once.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
It was like in a bargain bin or something. I got it for like $2.
Why? Why did you even pick it up?
I don't know.
He bought it brand new. didn't he?
Of course he did.
Yeah, he bought it
Because he
brand
likes
new.
it. Columbia House.
He took the plastic wrap off it.
Yeah. He likes the booklet inside.
He got it.
It shows you what Kraftwerk does in their spare time. It's all them in a basement.
What do you like, Derek?
Musical? Nothing really right now. There's not a lot of good stuff.
What's on your iPod?
Guns N' Roses, SDP, Soundgarden, Velvet Revolver.
Okay. You like a certain sound, I see.
Yeah, I like that, early 90s.
It's not my style. You like Pearl Jam?
No, I'm not a big Pearl Jam fan.
Do you like
Isn't it a little
Alice in
weird?
Chains?
Yeah, I like Alice in Chains.
Isn't it a little weird seeing Pearl Jam with the Target sign behind him, like doing the commercial for the new album, and the track that you can get free at Target or download like that? It's just like, it's not that Pearl Jam thing. They're just like,
That's their
hey.
deal, though. They made that deal.
Yeah, but
but it goes
Target.
against their whole
It's
mentality.
Target. It doesn't
I'm
seem
kinda with
like.
Ant.
I don't think so.
And I'm a Pearl Jam
man.
fan, but Ant's kind of right.
You know,
I
they're like,
disagree.
he's
taking on.
man.
They've been taking on the corporation for a long time.
Yeah.
Dude, them and fucking who else is doing exclusively? Kiss is doing for Walmart.
Well,
Why-
Kiss is been a whore band their whole career.
But I mean,
Pearl Jam hasn't been that whore band.
But I'm saying all bands that are doing like just for these exclusivity in these stores. They only
But it's not exclusive at Target. Target is the big box retailer exclusive, but one of the deals of that deal is that indie record stores had to be able to carry that album. Whereas like the Eagles or AC/DC,
don't try to make them sound
indie record
cool.
stores have to go buy the CD at Walmart if they want to stock it in
I don't
their
see
store.
the indie store logos up behind them on the screens
Yep.
during the commercial.
Exactly.
When I see Eddie Vedder singing and then Pearl Jam's playing and there's like the Target logo popping up behind them.
Thank you, Anthony.
It seemed a little sell out-ish for them. Now, for other bands, it's fine, but they always came off as that we're Pearl Jam, we're anti-establishment, and now it's like, hey, we got to sell some fucking records. We haven't been in the public eye in quite some time.
This is the first album that they haven't had a major label to deal with, so they did it themselves.
It's the grunge version of the Target
That's a great
logo,
song.
too, which is hysterical. It's all crackly and moving.
And Target didn't make them sign a long deal. Like this is
Target.
Yeah, but
I like Target.
it's kind of embarrassing, Travis. And I'm a,
Target stores.
I totally disagree.
I'm a Pearl Jam fan.
The Target stores. Target stores.
You can't sing. You can't sing in front of a Target logo if you're Pearl Jam.
No.
Hey, when Target's paying you,
Pocket calculator.
when they're paying you $5 an album, and the record company's only paying you $2 an album,
But it's about the art, man. Not
Can't put
about
art in a
the
category.
money, man. Some people are like, shut that fucking song off.
Kraftwerk. I like this motherfucker.
You like Interpol, Derek? People want to know.
No.
No?
I'm not an indie fan.
Kevin from Connecticut, an elderly woman behind the counter at Walmart. You're Pearl Jam.
Wait, I like Pearl Jam.
Oh, stop it.
But it is a little weird to see that.
Come on.
Tommy writes, Opie just admitted to stealing music. The new Alice in Chains isn't even out yet. That's right. I download all my music for free.
Don't shop at Walmart. I say go to Target. You get better deals if you go to Target. Don't shop at Walmart. Where did he go? He's hiding.
Right here. That's a rough one.
We agree to disagree.
And while we're at it, fuck your Canadians.
Ooh.
Hockey season starts.
By that he means your family.
Shit.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
Not a little Riley.
You tell him, Jimmy. You tell him.
By the way, gotta ask. I was down in my bar area last night. I went into the bathroom to take a little pissaroony and saw a plastic bag in my sink.
Oh, I hope my wife put something there.
And I go,
because I sure didn't.
I'm like, what is this? And I lift it up and I almost go to open it. A fucking diaper.
Nah, I doubt
was
that was
in
us.
a plastic, like a CVS or drugstore bag, you know.
You sure wasn't
and just placed in my sink.
You sure it wasn't some hash that someone left behind?
No, I don't think so.
Hiding it in
there
the
were
diaper?
only so many babies. It was either, let's see, my brother.
How many babies?
My sister.
That's 2.
Or you.
3.
I think
was
that's
another
the only
baby, too.
shitting in fucking
No,
cotton
there was
babies,
another,
right?
I don't know who they were, but they had a 3-month-old.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd never
maybe
seen
it was
before.
them. Maybe it was them. All right.
Well, you know, I like to put mine in the pool.
I'll do some DNA testing on it.
Does Kraftwerk have a song called DNA?
DNA. Whose duty is that? Whose duty is that? Whose duty is that?
God, we could do that. They make a lot of money doing shitty songs like that. Which one is this?
This is music nonstop.
No shit.
Is Computer Love in there?
Oh my God, Terry.
See, you know,
I know the song. I know.
All right, wait, let's go to Computer
I
Love.
know it was Kraftwerk.
Computer
Let's
Love.
go to Computer Love.
Computer Love.
Oh, you got it?
Boing, boing, boing.
It's kind of cool if you have headphones on.
No.
It's moving all over my brain.
Sucks.
Is this Computer Love?
Yeah, this is Computer
All right, let's
Love.
listen to Computer Love.
This is a lot different than Calculator.
Coke Logic wants to defend Pearl Jam, too. Hold
All right,
on, Coke
well,
Logic.
hold on the line. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, he loves those guys.
Computer. You know, he's singing about like a fucking Tandy back then. Atari 600 with a membrane keyboard.
Coldplay sampled this. That's where I've heard it.
Really?
It's off of, it's on Talk.
Computer. Yuck.
They really take their time getting to the point, huh?
RedTube on the computer. I watch RedTube. What?
I hear the Coldplay thing in there.
Yeah, I mean, they've inspired a lot of people.
Fucking Coldplay rips off everybody, huh?
My huge 5-inch monochrome monitor on my computer.
All right.
Floppy disks.
Keep this playing as Coke Logic defends Pearl Jam.
Of course I'm going to keep it playing.
Coke Logic.
Hello.
Hey,
How are
Coke
ya?
Logic.
Pearl Jam is on their own Monkey Wrench label record thing now. It's like this independent thing. So,
But a lot of bands are doing that.
All right.
It's not like they're like setting some kind of crazy new trend.
Exactly.
Okay.
All the bands are doing their own thing and avoiding
Yeah.
the record companies. Not
Record
all, but
company,
a lot.
Schmecker company. Now that you really don't need the whole distribution thing, we're just putting it online. So, how do you want to defend them though against that Target logo?
well, let me go the long way around it. Is that Eddie actually said
Target only carries maybe 300 CDs in their store. This is a great way to be a part of them since they don't have their own distribution. So kind of like the way that AC/DC never sold out, yet they have an exclusive deal with Walmart for their, Black Ice album. It's just...
Has AC... It doesn't matter about...
music. You got to be in a store to reach certain people.
Mr. Logic? Mr. Logic?
Of the Coke variety.
Let me say, though, AC/DC never went around like with that whole anti-corporate attitude that Pearl Jam had gone around with for years and years during their grunge years. See, this seems to me to reek of hypocrisy. Not that I give a shit. I'm just saying it was a little weird. If I saw any other band, it wouldn't bother me. Like you hear Rolling Stones or Aerosmith during a Cadillac commercial, something like that. I don't even think about it. Who cares? But like Pearl Jam, to see the Target logo behind them, it just kind of made me go like, wow, that's a little odd. I didn't say fuck Pearl Jam up their bungholes, but just a little weird, I thought. That's all.
Basically, Pearl Jam. There are a bunch of sellouts there, Coke Logic.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bunch of
all right, there goes Coke Logic. Thank you, sir. And thank you to Kevin from Connecticut. Yes, where's Dieter to dance to this crap? Oh, Dieter.
This is some awful
music. That's the fucking sample from Coldplay. Which, when I heard Coldplay do it, I was like, wow, that's a cool original sound.
Really?
But they ripped it off from Kraftwerk. See?
Oh!
Same thing.
Holy shit.
Same thing. And this was a big song for Coldplay.
Computer. My Texas Instruments TI-99 4A. My computer. My Sinclair ZX81 computer.
Vince from Bayonne said your computer knowledge was a little off.
Oh?
Yeah, you see, Professor Anthony, the Atari 400 had the membrane keyboard. The 600 had a real keyboard.
Excuse me. The 800 had a real keyboard. The Atari 800 XL had the real keyboard. Go to Atari 600. Hey, the 600 XL has a real keyboard. Oh, what is that one? I have no idea. 400? Let me see. Show me 400.
How can you tell by looking at a picture of that garbage?
All right, now go down.
What is that?
What? I'm an ass fuck.
I don't even know what that is.
Right, that's an Atari 400?
All right.
I thought they only had 600 and 800. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Let me say hi.
I'm sorry.
And you really got the Pearl Jam fans lit. Jeff in Canada. Jeff, actually, I think Jeff might agree with you. Jeff, you agree with Ann or?
Well, I'm saying Pearl Jam's been sellouts forever because really you can turn it to any radio station anytime and you'll at least hear even flow 6 of them.
Well, that's not their fault that radio decided to,
They put
yes,
out
it is,
catchy
man.
Song. They put out a catchy song, people are going to want to play it. I'm just saying that it was the commercial itself was weird. If they did an exclusive deal with Target and everything, that's fine. Just to see them playing and the whole Pearl Jam attitude and then seeing that Target logo in grunge behind them was weird for me. That's all.
And let's stop. Every band...
This music?
Oh, yeah. Let's stop the music. Every band wants to be a sellout.
Of course.
Stop with this bullshit that they didn't want to be sellouts. It's a bunch of crap.
There are bands that don't want to be sellouts.
Oh, name a band that definitely didn't want to be a sellout.
Exactly. We don't know them. Yeah, but they don't want to be sellouts.
No, because they haven't made it to the sellout stage yet. But they're trying.
But what if they're not trying and they're just not sellouts and they're...
The only person I could come up with...
It's the tree falling in the forest. Well, do you hear it if nobody's there something?
The only person I would throw on the table as far as this discussion goes is Gigi Allen. I don't think he wanted to be a sellout because I don't think corporate America was going to really pick up on the fact that he would shit in his hand and throw it at his
You
audience.
didn't see that?
Yes.
He could have taken his own ass blood and painted a Target logo on his face.
So
This banana in the asshole sponsored by Chiquita.
Yeah, I don't think G.G. Allen had
had
corporate America in mind when he did half the shit he did. So I would say G.G. Allen.
He was terrible.
But like the Sex Pistols, even come on, they got quite popular.
Is this G.G. Allen?
Yeah,
this
of course.
is Suck
it's
My
G.G.
Ass, It
Allen.
Smells.
Yeah.
Suck my ass, it smells.
Gigi, could you change the name of your song? I don't think we could get it on radio for you.
It's just awful.
We can't have DJ saying "Suck my ass, it smells." I'm sorry, sir.
The radio
This is
edit.
Cornhole Lust.
Cornhole Lust, Jimmy.
Cornhole Lust. He really loved asshole music.
You don't think G.G. Allen? Jimmy's getting mad. What's
It's
wrong?
just fucking childish noise.
Hey, shut up.
Just meaningless lyrics.
Now, Eric,
phony rebellion. Just a guy who liked to throw shit at people. Like a monkey. That was fucking horrible.
Eric Fisher writes from Virginia Tech, Kurt Cobain wasn't big on the whole sellout idea. Bullshit.
What?
And I'm a big Nirvana fan. Kurt Cobain wanted to fucking sell out. He did sell out.
Well, he couldn't
His songs
fucking deal with it, though, I guess.
Well, he had some of those demons, but
Maybe the reason that they got popular and it became this big thing and he became like a fucking, Tiger Beat cover guy, maybe that fucking fucked him up. Maybe he didn't want to get that far.
nah, come on. His
Maybe.
songs were very poppy, if you really think about it. He invented a new sound for sure and did it differently than the bands that came before him, but the guy wanted his songs to be heard by a lot of people.
He
Absolutely.
sold out at Nevermind and MTV videos. Well.
I think he might have got bored with the whole thing and he wanted to try to move on to other things, sort of like what John Lennon tried to do after the Beatles. But there was a point in Kurt Cobain's life where he was writing these songs hoping a lot of people would hear them.
There it
Fuck
is.
yeah.
Success doesn't suck. Nirvana, the Rolling Stone interview with Kurt Cobain. Here's the annual music awards. Also, Pearl Jam, Dr. Dre, Soul Asylum, Cypress Hill, Janet Jackson, Beavis and Butthead. Oh, Beavis is the winner. Butthead is the loser. And in music awards, the loser, STP, Meatloaf, Whitney Houston, Suede, and Michael Bolton. Liz Phair.
Liz
Phair, babe, in Boyland.
Let's go to Matt in Queensbury.
An awful cover.
Matt in Queensbury.
Hey guys, Coke Logic. I wanted to help him on his fight there about Pearl Jam. Like Kiss has an exclusive deal with Walmart, and they're not sellouts. Nobody's ever accused them of trying to sell out.
All right, I can tell sarcasm from 50 miles
I don't
out.
think Kiss is sellouts, though.
No?
I honestly don't. No, because they've always marketed the band that way. It's like they've always been for pictures. They've always had like dolls. They've always had that kind of marketing.
Let me just say this to you then. You're not saying Kiss isn't a sellout. You're saying they've always been sellouts.
No, I'm saying that they never selling out. To me, selling out is not marketing yourself smart, or it's not. That does not define a sellout. It doesn't define a sellout mass appeal or doing a comic book. A sellout to me is pushing one set of ideals and being strong about one set of ideals and then changing them for a big payday or for something else and selling out what your ideals were. But just being popular and marketing the band smart.
Let me tell you something.
It's not a sellout.
I remember the 70s version of Kiss.
Sure.
Not even close to being the sellout that they are now.
I disagree because Kiss...
Oh, my God.
No, I'll tell you why. Because Kiss didn't have back then... There weren't as many outlets for interviews and stuff. Plus, they're older now. But they were always like this kind of mass-marketed band. They had the Kiss comic book, Kiss color forms, Kiss van. Like, when I was a kid, man, you had Kiss doll, every Kiss playing cards. So they had everything Kiss, just like it is now. But it's only like Gene's older now, does more interviews. Paul does more. They're more general businessmen now.
They invented selling out.
Gene does more commercials now.
Yeah.
It's not even considered a fucking interview when all he does is plug his shit.
But that's not, I'm telling you, that's not selling out, man. They've always been mass marketing guys. They're smart marketers. It's only a sellout if you claim to be one thing and then all of a sudden change when it's convenient for you or when it's convenient for money.
That's the little girl from the fucking
What? What happened?
where they take her the van ride and they drive to the beauty contest.
Oh, really? Sunshine, fucking something thing.
Boy, they get so old. Teasing,
She's
of
like
course.
14, maybe 15.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kiss. I honestly don't think Kiss are sellouts. I really mean that. Because they've always been like this big rock and roll band. Gene wanted to write a fucking rock and roll anthem. Like they didn't. Kiss never pretended to be fucking hot. Like, you know what I mean? They've always just been like, yeah, we're rock stars. We want to fucking sell a lot of tickets and make a lot of money and market our band. It's like they're very consistent. A sellout to me is inconsistent.
I don't know. They're
Jimmy makes a good point.
No.
The definition of a sellout.
Yeah, to me that's not selling out.
I mean, if
buying in.
Hold on, if Kiss was selling all this shit from day one, then they didn't really change what they were all about.
Kiss would be a sellout if they got a little backlash from fans about certain marketing and then all of a sudden stopped doing it and started criticizing other bands for doing it.
No, it's an acceptable sellout, I think.
I don't think it's a sellout,
I would
though.
probably assume that when Kiss first got together, they really did want to be appreciated for their music and the ingenuity of the time of their stage show and things like that. And they became complete parodies, and then Gene just became a salesman shill using the Kiss history and makeup and logos and everything else and copywriting the fucking money bag with the dollar sign on. The biggest fucking sellout.
But that's not. But selling out to me is like when you look back at the old appearances, like on the Mike Douglas show, and or American Bandstand. I think they were on like back in the mid and early 70s. They were the same guys then. Like they just. It was like they did the Paul Lynde Halloween special in '76.
They didn't pretend to be something else. They always were what they are.
Did Gene make a tongue joke? Hey, Gene, I'll do some poppers.
No, but I didn't
put that tongue up my asshole.
I didn't like Paul Lynde because he made fun of Kiss. He goes, "Why don't you go down in your elevator shoes?" And I didn't like that. That made me angry. I thought he was making fun of Kiss.
Did you then wish him dead? And
I didn't like it.
Died?
Yeah, I didn't even know he was gay, Paul Lynde.
Oh, you didn't?
No, but I'm sure they still want to be appreciated for the music. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be appreciated for the music because they're fucking...
Nowadays, I don't think they give a flying fuck about what the hell music is coming out of those amps.
I don't think so,
It's
man.
all about money and fucking getting asses in the seats to fucking... Not to entertain them, to fucking have them pay money. I think Kiss is one of the biggest sellout bands.
No.
We'll have to agree that I'm right.
No, I don't agree on
you
that.
Said okay. I heard
No,
Jimmy said,
I don't
Jimmy
agree.
said okay. Infinity can't take it back. No backs, no penny tax.
But hey, we got a guy. All right, let's move back to Gigi Allen because we got a guy on the line that actually.
Jimmy.
You both made your points. Stig from Whackbag. What's up, Stig? You knew Gigi Allen?
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Hi, Stig.
Or say that. Jesus.
Yeah, I knew him way back in the 80s. I was in a band in high school. We used to open for him, and then one of the guys from the band joined the Jabbers when I went to college.
So how was he? How did he treat you as the opening band?
Gigi was hysterically funny back in the day. Like back before he shaved his head and became a heroin addict and stuff. He had like more hair. He wrote poppier, catchier stuff.
To know him at 5?
He wrote poppier.
Yes, he wrote "fuck my face" trying to get to the top of the Billboard charts. So was he nice to you?
Oh yeah, he was a great guy. He was really a lot of fun. Believe it or not,
shit.
Considering what he became, he was like a great guy. But yeah,
Gigi's bashing himself in the head with a microphone. He's hanging his dick out.
Yeah.
He's shoving bananas up his
It's like, how much
asshole.
attention do you need? We
grows
get
into
it.
people.
No one liked you.
Right, no, but he had a scrapbook of rejection letters from every major label that he had tried to get record deals.
He shouldn't have been given one. He was awful.
Oh yeah, I know, but he loved showing off the rejection letters. Like he thought they were great.
Yeah,
That
but
was that was just the way he was.
he just took a shit on the stage.
I mean, what do you expect the record
Just-
companies to do?
A naked, weird guy.
How do you fucking sell this shit to the people?
Well, if you guys have anything by Gigi Allen and the Jabbers in the system, it's different than the scumfucks and murder junkie stuff.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll check it out. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, let's hear some of that. Beating his head and bleeding. He's like, why don't you just cut it out? Cut the malarkey, Gigi.
Belted. Oh, what's he doing now?
This is something with duty, I'm sure.
His duty and blood.
We get it. Duty and blood. How taboo.
How does he make sure he always has
audience.
duty ready to go, Jimmy?
I don't know.
He just holds in shits all day until the show has to begin?
He just looks silly, running around with no clothes, and his little rotten penis sticking out. It's like, who cares?
With shit smeared on his face.
Fucking 30 guys in a fucking a tin-walled warehouse. It's fucking nonsense. Bunch of shit.
What? They seem to be enjoying the show,
Yeah,
Jimmy. He just took a
running
mallet
into
to his
each other.
penis. I mean, come
Bunch
on.
of fucking assholes. Cut the fucking malarkey. Put a song out that's not idiotic.
You would never go see Gigi Allen
Why would
if he was
you?
alive?
Get shit thrown. I wouldn't mind if Sabbath kicked shit on me, and I certainly wouldn't mind if Paul Stanley kicked a log in my direction. But I don't want Gigi Allen playing this noise, throwing duty at me.
I guess the one thing we ask from our band is not to throw shit on us.
Or at least have a good song.
He's covered in shit and blood, and then he stage dives.
Yeah.
And now he's throwing the mic at the audience and punching them in the face.
Imagine Coldplay goes this direction. They still have really good pop songs, but they insist they have to throw duty on their audience.
Oh,
He's spitting on each
audience.
other.
Yeah.
Just disgusting display of nothing.
Is he considered a genius or
No.
something?
By who?
I know.
By who?
I wouldn't get it either, but I think some people do consider him like
No, he was
this
fucking horrendous.
avant-garde genius.
But he
man.
wasn't. It was just awful, yelling and screaming at each other.
Like, it seemed like the audience would go up and taunt him and then, like, run away before he can shit on you. They treat him like a monkey in a cage.
How did the band remember these songs? All right, we're going to do Shit in a Hat for the encore. They want to hear Piss on a Baby, but I say Shit in a Hat should be the closing number. All right, I'll play the
Are
same.
you sure, though? I don't know. Piss on a Baby does very well.
Yeah, but it's too romantic.
Steve from Bayshore's got to go on. He says Coldplay does throw shit at their audience. It's called their music. Oh, Steve from Bayshore.
Jimmy, what?
One I could read.
You know, every band has that one song where you got to pull out your lighter, man. Or nowadays, it's your phone.
Exactly.
What would the Gigi Allen lighter song be?
Dynamite cunt.
Look at him trying to be all profound.
Now I'm gonna die.
Stuck it up my ass.
Guys, we found a band that never sold out. You want to find out who it is?
Gigi Allen.
Gigi Allen, the Murder Junkies.
Dave in Maryland's got the band that never sold out, my friends. Dave?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hey, yeah, Steely Dan, one of the greatest bands ever. Never had to advertise. Their music spoke for them.
Steely Dan fucking stinks.
That's why I took the call.
You don't like Steely Dan?
No,
What's wrong with
I
Steely
don't.
Dan, Jimmy?
They're fucking horrendous.
Why?
Play me a Steely Dan song.
Well, which one?
I don't know.
Which one should we play for Jimmy there, Dave?
K-19?
How about, let me see. Time Out of Mind.
All right, stay on the line, Dave. We'll play Time Out of Mind by the... What's he doing?
Sucking shit out of someone's ass.
There's a picture of Gigi Allen sucking shit off a plate. It's like, I don't mind if you do that, but don't call it your show. Do that in the backstage. Don't make us pay to watch that. I'm not a fucking jerk.
He really bothers.
Because I'm a performer. I get it. I know what it is. Fucking...
You're Steely Dan, Jimmy. Enjoy.
They never sold out.
Turn this up. That's a little jazz fusion.
Fucking
This is-
awful.
I call it a little jazz fusion.
Is this a deep cut?
Yeah, it sure is. I had to play a lot of Steely Dan over the years. I never played this
Yeah.
one. Not even on the deep cut weekend.
This is fucking boring. Could you play a song? Oh, what's a song that's really popular?
Yeah, play a popular one.
Reeling in the years.
I know that one. I reeling in the years.
Black Friday.
What's that one? What's that Black
Little
Friday?
Hey 19. Do It Again.
They're just bores. They sound like the Doobie Brothers or the Eagles. They're just fucking boring white guys with fucking Michael McDonald beards. That's what they remind me of.
I didn't mind Steely Dan. I didn't mind him.
What's the name of that album? We're looking at a
Deacon
Gigi-
Blues. Thank you, Redding. Yeah, Deacon Blues is a good song.
We're looking at a Gigi Allen fucking picture. Is that an album cover?
No, it's an old gig poster.
2 Steely Dan members went to the Doobie Brothers. Is that true?
Probably.
That's what Denver Post is saying.
Tom Ladd from Chicago sums up Steely Dan. Steely Dan equals self-indulgent 8-hour guitar tuning.
Yeah.
What are the names of some of the fucking Gigi Allen's albums?
Well, they're all
Yeah.
he thought
Turned
about
down by
this.
major labels. Of course you are. You're fucking terrible. This is all right. It's not a terrible song.
Oh, Peg. Thank you, David F.
I stand corrected. It's awful. The fucking 70s melodic harmonizing fucking fruits.
But it was the
It's awful.
70s.
Exactly.
What were they supposed to do?
Fleetwood Mac.
They
All
were
that
supposed-
shite.
What were they supposed to do? Start playing grunge?
How about that?
I mean, what-
Did fucking Sabbath harmonize? You think fucking Tony put his fucking 3-fingered hand into the fucking mic and toodaloo in there? While Ozzy was fucking belting out of tune?
Ozzy, a little bit of a sellout, Jimmy.
Never.
When everyone else started putting hairspray in their fucking hair. Ozzy jumped right on that fucking train for a while.
Baby shampoo with no more tears.
Selling out, it does not mean
I
fucking
said a little bit.
Adapting to the times
I
is
didn't
not
say
selling
all
out.
in, just a little bit.
Selling out is not adjusting with the times is not selling out because he fucking survived grunge, dude, and he's still relevant. Fucking all those years later.
Hold on, World of Warcraft commercial. Sell out.
Dude, not at all.
What's that Sprint commercial he did last year?
Oh my God! You mean Ozzy's doing a commercial? How terrible! Why shouldn't he? Hey, pay me a fucking $1 million to sell your shit phones.
Because he's the Prince of Darkness, Jimmy.
That's exactly the beauty of it. He's not. He's a guy who can't use the remote. That's the beauty
We don't
of him.
want to know that. We want to think of him as the Prince of Darkness.
That's the guy I like. You see, when I see Ozzy fucking shirtless going, that's the dude I fucking like.
Is there anything worse than your favorite band adapting to the times?
No. No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's really bad. We all have our favorite band, and you go, why are you doing a fucking rap song?
When Rush rapped.
Rush,
horrible.
Roll the Bones. Yeah, but there's other
That's
examples.
terrible.
All of a
Ozzy-
sudden, you want your band to stay true to themselves, and they're like, no, this is happening now, so we got to do a little something different.
Ozzy doing
the
Shot in
fucking
the
Rolling
Dark
Stones did it.
Was not selling out. Like Ozzy doing fucking like when he did fucking The Ultimate Sin, where he kind of got involved in the nuclear fucking message, like a lot of people did in the early 80s.
I don't mind if you're singing about what's going on in the time period, but I mean, adjusting to what's hot in music always was an embarrassment. Yeah. You want to hear Roll the Bones? You want to hear this Rush fucking rap coming up?
I like a
This
good.
could be the biggest douche chill in music history
Is it?
right here. Is it? I don't even know anymore.
I don't know.
Is this Roll the Bones?
I don't think
Oh, it is? Turn it up a little bit. Listen to this rap.
Rush
It's
rap.
Rush. I loved Rush growing up.
What year?
I don't know, Jimmy. I'd have to say what, mid-'80s? And this song wasn't bad for the time. It really wasn't that bad. And then they fucked it up with this rap that's coming up.
Come on, start rapping.
We don't even know where the rap is. And Rush isn't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame still?
Disgusting.
Ridiculous.
LL Cool J might be.
Yeah, I know.
Kiss finally got nominated.
Boo!
No, they deserve it. I'll defend Kiss, even though I know Anth has a reason. Not like
You
to.
will defend Kiss to the bitter end.
Musically, I will. Yes, I love them.
I think he's working into the rap part. Long way to go to hear
I
the rap.
know, come on.
My God.
By the way,
little info on Steely Dan. I can't get to you right now, John in Michigan. Steely Dan got their name from a dildo.
yes, a Steely Dan.
A Steely Dan, right.
Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band, never sold out. Bruce, back to my morning poop. That was from Roland. He texted.
Let me think.
Come on, Bruce. Bruce sold out huge.
Yeah, he stayed true to himself.
Youngstown's a good song.
It's more about staying true to yourself.
What, working man fucking...
Yeah.
the
Even though he
whole
lives
thing?
in a mansion, he's
Yeah,
got houses
exactly.
all over the world, but,
I'm a sellout.
What was he supposed to do with
I
his money?
sold out. Fuck you.
I want to actually talk to
I'll
this guy.
admit it.
Come on, where's the fucking rap?
Where's the rap?
We don't want to...
I want to sit through fucking Rush song. I'd rather hear my computer.
You can hear this on classic vinyl. Oh,
Let's get to
back to the
because we're
fucking
here.
chorus.
We'll get to it later.
Jimmy, we got to take a break before that.
We do?
Yeah, we've been talking for an hour straight.
All right, there's
My
the guy in
God.
the hold. No, let's just tell him, because I want to talk to this guy, man.
Yeah,
This
Matt
is-
from RottenTomatoes.com, a website we like.
yes.
He's on the line to talk about his website. And what, the worst movies of all time?
Yeah, it's Matt. We're gonna take a quick break. We all have to piss, but they're doing a Rotten Tomatoes list apparently, top 100 worst movies of all time, and you had to be really low rated on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
There were certain ones that didn't make the movie because they make the list because they didn't rank low enough.
They weren't
Rotten Tomatoes is
actually
pretty
low
accurate, man. Like usually, because you're getting it from all parts of the country, it's a pretty
Yeah.
accurate read on if a movie's good or not.
Wow, but the problem with this list, we don't know any of these movies.
What?
Oh, yeah, I know a lot of them.
I don't know shit. Oh, here it is. Turn us up. Yeah, this is just like Tom
Gonna
Sawyer.
kick some gluteus max.
Yeah.
No way. He didn't.
Yes, he did. Is this them or someone else rapping?
I don't know.
Kick some gluteus max.
It was one of the dudes. All right. There you go.
Now I gotta go to the bathroom and vomit.
And people mentioning the Dead and Fish and AC/DC and Fugazi. A lot of bands being.
How dare they put this movie in here? How dare you?
Let's get to the Rotten Tomatoes list right after the break. Matt, hang in there on the line there. We'll get to you. Opie and Anthony. Yeah. I love how I get attacked. This dopey hater. Listening on a delay, just want to say, Opie, you're musically a fucking retard. You know nothing about music. Okay. And Jimmy and Anthony were just brilliant with their fucking observations.
Thank you.
Isn't that great? That
Shut the fuck up.
Music is so subjective. But
You could say
people
the
then
show
go-
didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Music is such a subjective thing. It's like, why? So, what are you going to say?
Right.
They don't know anything about music. They suck. What?
Nah, I'm confident in what I know.
Like, what are you, a Gigi Allen fan?
No, that's probably it. We hit one of his bands.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a Kurt Cobain fan. I would imagine he's going after the whole thought on Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
The guy was a sellout. He was doing interviews right up until he fucking swallowed the shotgun. And I like Nirvana, and I love that Unplugged. The last thing he did was Unplugged. That was pretty fucking corporate and selling out, my friend.
Yeah.
It was the hottest show on TV at the time.
Huge.
So if you didn't like the fame man and the attention man, all he had to do was just disappear.
He did.
For like no, I know, but for real. Instead of continuing to do interviews before he killed himself. No, the killing of himself had nothing to do with him selling out and not liking fame. That was some demon shit that finally got to him. It was an absolutely different thing. Let's say hi to Matt from RottenTomatoes.com. Matt, what up, Matt?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing
Sorry
great.
for the wait.
Matt, I don't know how to say your last name.
It's Atchity.
Atchity. It sounds like a sneeze or something. Matt Atchity.
Did you create Rotten Tomatoes?
I wish that I did, but no, I've only been with them for a couple years.
Oh, you're the editor-in-chief. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are putting out this list. It's 100 worst films in the last 10 years.
Yes.
As judged on your website.
As judged on our website, as what we run on our site, we call the Tomato Meter, which is a measure of what the critics are saying about every particular movie.
Now, is it only critics or I'm sorry? Is it only critics or regular people?
It's only critics in the main Tomato Meter, although regular people can rate movies on the site, and we do run a separate number for what users say.
Okay. You know, Matt, we got to tell you right off the bat, we're huge fans of RottenTomatoes.com.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Because, you know, when you get your local newspaper, some dopey ass movie reviewer, you know, it might not be his cup of tea, so he gives it 1 star, and then like the competing paper gives it 4 stars.
Yeah.
So what you guys do is you bring all the reviews from all the major newspapers across America, and then you get a much better idea if the movie's going to suck or not.
Yeah, we do. You know, that's the whole thing. We spend most of our time just reading reviews all day, and you know, especially towards the end of the week, that's when it gets really busy. And, you know, it's great to have a consensus. I'll tell you, it really helps dictate what I go and see.
Now, can you the rating is from what, 0 to 100?
So from 0 to 100, yeah.
0 to 100. So
is simply a percentage of how many critics recommend a particular film.
right now, I'm looking at this list here of the worst movies in the past decade.
Yeah, there's some doozies.
And the highest rating at number 100 is a 7.
Yeah, 7.
Okay, so like a movie that gets a 20 is like a bad movie.
Yeah.
So these are incredibly bad movies.
Yeah, these are some real dogs.
Hey,
some real bad. You know, I mean, the most recent, number 100 is the most recent film on the list too. Is Whiteout.
Whiteout.
Kate Beckinsale movie, and I'm here to tell you that's a bad movie.
But she's really hot.
She is great, but
And she got her boobies taken care of, so now they're a little bigger.
Her in snow gear all week.
What's
Wow.
is that?
Oh,
What,
good
is that
point.
about a white snow squall? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who wants to watch a movie about a snowstorm? Oh my God! I forgot my goggles. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm perusing the list here, just trying to see if there's anything I disagree with. Like, really look at and just go, well, I thought that was kind of good. And,
Well, and before you change the page, Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector, is that?
Oh, God.
Was that a sequel to Larry the Cable Guy?
No, that was his first movie.
That was his first movie. He's got to
That was
have
his
Larry the
first movie,
Cable
and
Guy
that's way
in the
they could work
title.
him into the title.
Yeah.
He's got Delta Farce. He's got that.
Witless Protection in the top 10.
I'm sure they're not great movies, but I do think that the critics are going to attack it just because it's Larry the Cable Guy, and they're not going to like his humor. Although I'm sure that they're not great movies.
I'm sure the movie stunk on ice.
Can I just stop the interview?
Yeah.
You can't let me slide. I'm looking at Larry the Cable Guy, and I'm thinking the fucking Jim Carrey cable fucking guy.
We didn't know that.
No. Oh.
I have an uncomfortable feeling throughout
Nobody
my
knows,
entire
though.
body. You can't
You
let that
could've just
slide.
left it alone.
I'm like, is Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector the sequel to Cable Guy?
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Oh, I thought you said to
Dude,
Larry the Cable
I am
Guy. Like,
so uncomfortable. I just want to leave.
Who cares? You humiliated yourself. I didn't even notice it.
humiliate.
Thank God you guys aren't good listeners.
No, I heard you.
Look
I
at me.
just-
I'm sweating.
I thought you meant a Larry the Cable.
Wow. I'm fucking sweating.
Now, this one,
Larry the Cable Guy.
Right.
now, I don't agree with this
All
one.
right, guys,
How did
move on.
Christmas with the Cranks make the list?
I know.
That's a fun for the family movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are a few of those movies.
I'm kidding you. I'm sure it's shit. Fucking horrible.
There are the ones that you just know, like Glitter. That
Yeah.
movie was.
I'll tell you guys, the one, and I was talking to Steve about this yesterday, the one that I was shocked to see didn't make the list because it was at 10% was Catwoman.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Somehow
yeah.
Catwoman made it off the list. I mean,
Yeah, I thought that stunk.
How about Pink Panther 2? Was that close to making the list? I think they got 12.
no, it wasn't bad enough.
What did it get?
Pink Panther 2 is in the 20s.
What a
that
fucking heap
happen?
of shit.
Yeah. We just fucking
Wow,
hate that whole
and
thing. 88 minutes, guys.
yeah,
You see
that's
that
what I'm
88
looking.
minutes?
What were the-
Pacino.
There was 2 Pacino movies. What was the other one?
The other Pacino movie was Geely.
Geely, what is that?
Geely.
Geely, that was the legendary Ben Affleck,
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, J-Lo movie.
Yeah, J-Lo. That was it.
Oh, he was in that Pacino?
Yeah.
Yeah, with my lips. Whoa, my lips.
That was directed by Martin Brest, who directed Midnight Run.
Okay.
He hasn't worked since then.
How about, what were De Niro's movies? De Niro had 2 in the top 100 too.
De Niro had Godsend, which was this terrible thriller about some evil baby kid thing that was also Rebecca Romaine. And then he was also in Bridge over San Luis Rey.
What the fuck is that?
It's a remake, and it's a terrible, terrible film. It's a remake of the old movie, and it's just one of those movies where everything went wrong. I mean, F. Murray Abraham's in that, Kathy Bates is in it, Gabriel Byrne is in it.
All right.
Some wannabe epic, and it's just a disaster.
That sounds funny to watch, actually.
Well, now I got a problem with your list because number 18 was a terrific movie. That was the Dana Carvey movie, right? I love that fucking thing.
The Master of Disguise.
Oh, that was just a terrific.
Oh, did that look so... I used to run for the remote when the commercial would come on for that. I'd have to shut it off.
I don't disagree with one movie on this list.
Nope.
I haven't seen most of them.
But just by seeing the trailers and the television little ads for it, Battlefield Earth, of course, made that one, number 27. Really bad. Meet the Spartans. Oh, God, when they just try to pump out a parody of a popular movie.
Those guys have 4 movies on the list.
Do they really?
Yeah, they have Meet the Spartans, they have Epic Movie, they have Disaster Movie, and they have Date Movie.
Who are these people?
Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer. Those are the only movies they directed, and
They're all on the worst list?
Yeah.
I got to go to instant feedback. Redding from Whackbag. Hey, Opie, was Son of Mask the sequel to Mask with Rocky Dennis?
Rocky Dennis.
See, we could have had fun with my faux pas.
Yes.
Fucking ass.
Excuse me. What was it says that John Voight was in one of them. What was his?
John Voight. You guys will love this one. He was in Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Oh, wow. Baby Geniuses 2. That was great, where they just superimposed the babies' mouths moving and made them evil geniuses.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful
Yeah, that
movie.
was directed by Bob Clark, who directed A Christmas Story.
Should we
Really?
Should we go through the top 10 worst movies of the last 10 years? And you could give us a little tidbit if something pops in your head?
Sure.
Because I don't know any of these. I didn't see any of these.
How do you
Well, I
not
can
know
tell you
number
guys,
10?
Number
We
10.
did our research, and really, believe it or not, these all made it into theaters.
Wow. All right. It got 0 on the tomato meter. A movie
Number
called
10.
Witless Protection.
Yeah, that's
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy.
See, I don't know.
See, instead of Witness Protection Program, it's Witless Protection. Get it? Even the
I got
title's-
that.
The title's funny enough.
And then
That was the only thing that was funny.
Yeah.
Number 9, Redline.
Redline was the Eddie Griffin movie where he wrecked that Ferrari.
Yeah, remember he wrecked the Ferrari during the little publicity stunt thing they did?
Okay.
Yeah, that was the little.
Why was that
publicity
movie
stunt for them.
bad?
Because
It was just a terrible movie. It was a get this. We've read that it's a dumb version of the Fast and Furious movies.
oh Jesus.
By the way, I want to see those two De Niro movies. Pacino and De Niro are both of them have been doing movies that are bad, but their acting has been fucking terrible. I haven't seen. When's the last time you saw Pacino or De Niro give a good acting performance?
Really bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see, and the other shocking thing was that Righteous Kill didn't make it the list.
Righteous Kill.
All right,
Continued success.
Number 8, actually. A movie called 3 Strikes.
3 Strikes. Yeah,
Three
DJ
Strikes.
Pooh, who directed Friday, which is a funny movie, but
Yeah.
this one not so good.
This one not funny.
What's it about? 3 Strikes.
3 Strikes. It's about a guy who's looking at his third conviction and life in prison.
What do you?
That's a hotbed for comedy.
Personally, what do you think of these goddamn Medea movies?
I'm not a big fan of the Medea movies.
Yeah, thank you.
Not a big fan.
Neither am I. I wish one of them would have
Yeah,
made
but
it
the
on this
one where
goddamn list.
he does that thing.
I love. Oh, he's so funny.
You know, the one where he
Tyler Perry dresses like a woman and goes
Then-
to prison.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, it's
stuff.
hysterical.
But his movies make money.
Oh,
there are
no
people that
shit!
don't
It's
see-
amazing how much money.
And actually, I got to tell you, his tomato meter scores are getting better. His scores on the movies. The last one, I Can Do Bad All by Myself, actually was his first fresh-rated movie.
Wow.
Hey,
Amazing.
Anthony, I got to go back to the instant feedback. I'm trying to develop a bit on my own here. Stephen S. from Bayshore writes, Hey, Ope, was 8 Men Out a sequel to The Magnificent Seven? Where are we at? Strange Wilderness, number 7.
Strange Wilderness. Yeah. That was the Steve Zahn, Jonah Hill camping movie.
Right.
Oh, those
Gary
camping
Hamlin
movies.
shows up in it.
How? Why isn't that stupid river movie? Oh, well, yeah, that stupid movie with the
river runs through it?
No, where they all went camping. And Dummy was in it that we
No,
won't
we
let on the
like
show anymore.
him.
No, I'm kidding.
Up a creek without a paddle, whatever.
Yeah. Up
Who's in
Schitt's
it?
Creek without a paddle or something.
Who's in that?
Up the creek. Yeah, that wasn't bad enough, actually.
Oh God, how could that not be?
All
bad
right,
enough?
Super Babies, Baby Geniuses
Super
2.
Babies. Yeah, that's
number 6 on the
horrible.
list. Worst movies of all
Original
time.
Baby
In
Geniuses.
less than years,
We've been
less than
talking
years.
around. I remember we were looking at this list. We were talking about how you figure that Angelina Jolie and John Voight are still fighting, and we wonder if she busts out like, "Listen, Dad, I can't trust you because you were in Super Babies too."
Yeah.
Well, if you notice, a couple of these, 2004 to 2008 was really bad, hunky years. 2002 was bad. I wonder if there was a bunch of bad years in a row because fucking there was a writer's strike and they knew it was coming, so they were all just throwing out movies that could be released during this strike, which they did not know how long it was going to be, or did that not affect the movies? It did affect
No,
the
I
movies.
think that there's definitely a part of that. I think that that's part of why we saw a bunch of remakes and such too.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And Awful Me from Whackbag writes, Hey, Ope, was Bridges of Madison County the sequel to Bridge of the River Kwai?
Over the River Kwai?
Right.
I don't think so.
National Lampoon's Gold Diggers, number 5, worst movie of the last 10 years. I think at this point we got to admit that National Lampoon movies in general suck a dick.
They're horrid.
There's only been a few that have been really good.
Yeah,
Most of them are just not worth watching.
Everything since Animal House has been
Yeah,
downhill.
terrible.
Yeah.
King's Ransom.
Vacation was okay.
Yeah, there's a few that were really... Vacation was more than okay. That was a really good
Yeah,
movie.
sorry.
No need to embarrass me.
Sorry.
Who was in King's Ransom?
King's Ransom is Anthony Anderson and Jay Moore. Anthony Anderson is a businessman who gets taken hostage, held for ransom.
Right, okay, I remember that.
Terrible movie.
Yeah, wow. I do remember that. Yeah, Jay Moore was in that. Pinocchio.
Aww.
Now, this isn't the original Pinocchio, obviously. This is the This was his follow-up to Life is Beautiful after he won the Oscar.
Roberto Benigni?
To do his Pinocchio movie where he starred as Pinocchio.
Wasn't he getting his nose stuck in everyone's heinies in this version?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Sounds awful. Jesus
Yeah, it's
Christ.
a terrible, terrible movie.
What happened?
I was trying to make a joke.
How did Pinocchio make the list?
Pinocchio's big nose and being
not
slapped
that.
Pinocchio. Don't feel slapped because the guy answered it like it was a real question. Let's see. Number 2. The runner-up worst movie of the last 10 years. A movie called One Missed Call.
One Missed Call with Shannon Sossaman and Edward Burns. That was the movie with the poster with the mouth for the eyes. The poster of the face that had, like, instead of eyes, it was mouths. And
who remembers?
Wow, that is
terrible,
really...
terrible movie.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at the poster now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a bad version of When a Stranger Calls.
It's the tagline is "What will it sound like when you die?" Ugh.
Anthony, can I break in here? Because English Gent from the UK writes, Hey, Ope, was the bucket list a sequel to Schindler's List?
No, I don't think. I don't think so. And number
Very clever.
1,
Very clever.
I actually saw
Number
this
1.
one.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was terrible.
What is
Wasn't Antonio Banderas in this?
Yes, and Lucy Liu
And Lucy Liu.
in Ballistic, X versus Sever.
Yeah. Horrible movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it a slasher film?
No, it's
an action
movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lot of people think it was based on a video game, and it actually wasn't. The video game was based on the movie. It was one of those things that were supposed to be out at the same time, but the movie was delayed for almost 2 years.
It was so incredibly bad. I don't know why I didn't just get up and get the fuck out, but yeah, bad. 0. It got 0 out of 107 reviews.
Yeah.
It got 0.
Not one person liked it?
No.
Nobody liked it.
No one liked
That's
that.
unbelievable.
Nobody
Piece
liked
of garbage.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Hey, what movies you like coming out?
What do I like coming out? Actually, we've got a great week for movies coming out this week. So if you're a 3D fan, both of the Toy Story movies are back in theaters. But we've got early tomato meters on a bunch of stuff. Zombieland.
Wait. I want to slow you down. So Toy Story, it's the movies we all seen, but now it's in 3D.
They're in 3D.
Did they give you a little extra of anything else just to kind of pump it up besides the 3D?
Not that I've heard. It's just 3D.
Did they clean up the film a little bit too, make it more crisp?
They may have.
Yeah.
They may have. But
Would you go to the theater to see 3D Toy Story yet?
No, why should I
I
bother?
know. Make a new fucking Toy Story.
I'll
They
wait.
are.
All right.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3 will be out next year.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
And yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
Zombieland is currently at 100%.
Yes. I want to see Zombieland.
What is Zombieland about?
Zombieland is a zombie movie with Woody Harrelson, and we're hearing great things about it. I've known a couple people who've seen it already, and they say it's hilarious.
And the girl from Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes, she's in that.
We just
Yeah,
saw
she's
her on an interview, and she got, like, older.
Lee Winters
Don't
asked,
do that unless they die.
Lee Winters asked from Atlanta, Opie, was Body Heat the sequel to Saturday Night Fever?
They are ragging you.
What else there, sir?
Whip It.
Whip It.
Whip It, which is the a roller derby movie.
Oh, right.
Ellen Page from Juno, and it's Drew Barrymore's first movie as a director?
That looks horrendous.
Uh-oh.
It's currently 82%.
It is, okay. All right.
So it looks like it could be pretty good. But
Holding
if roller
steady
derby
at
isn't your
82%.
Yeah.
Then what else is opening this week? The Invention of Lying, which is 86%.
Invention of what is that?
That's Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Gervais is in that.
Louis C.K.'s in that.
I like to see that.
Did you see that movie yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
I heard.
But, somebody I work with has seen it, and they loved it.
Oh, great. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, you guys know the premise of that one, right? That's the one where it's a world where nobody lies, and Ricky Gervais basically figures out how to lie, and the world is his oyster.
That sounds interesting. And Gervais is very funny.
Yes, he is.
I give it 85.
That's right. I give it 4 apples.
Rotten Tomatoes. Well,
you guys have a great site, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
We go to it all the time.
It's a great place to see what's going on with these movies and what the reviews are for these movies.
All this jibba jabba.
Sure.
What about
exactly.
Obama's presidency? Where's that sitting on Rotten Tomatoes?
we haven't been reading what the critics have been saying about that
No?
specifically. So
Okay. Can I add in? Oh, Jimmy.
What happened?
Yeah.
No?
He had some other type of produce.
Oh, my God.
Instead of Rotten Tomatoes,
No,
he
you
chose
can't do
another
that.
type of produce.
No, you can't do that.
It's terrible.
Not in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Very concise list you got there of the 100
Yes,
worst
sir.
movies over the past decade. I agree with it wholeheartedly.
well,
And,
they are fun to watch if you have a few beers and.
yeah, bad movies are.
Yeah.
I love a good bad movie every so often.
What is the best bad movie you've ever seen?
Roadhouse.
Oh, look at you with the quick answer.
Roadhouse is a great horrible movie.
A great horrible movie.
The
okay.
guy's on the bouncer circuit. There is no bouncer circuit. They all know him. He comes in. It's like, oh, it's Dalton. Look out. Horrible movie.
Matt, what was your favorite bad movie?
My favorite bad movie, without hesitation, is Fifth Element.
No, that's not a bad movie.
Oh, Danny.
now you got
Holy
Danny.
shit. It's not a bad movie.
Look out.
That's a great movie. It's a great sci-fi
It's
flick.
a great movie.
It's great
but the
action.
movie- the plot's a mess. That movie's a mess.
Not really. I mean, it might be hard to follow first viewing, but I mean, there's definitely a plot and it's definitely followable.
Yeah, but you watch that movie and you're thinking, oh, a 14-year-old boy came up with this plot. I'm not saying that that's awful.
It's a great flick. There's great action in it. I mean, Bruce Willis. It's a good action movie for him. It's a good vehicle for Willis.
Chris
he is
Tucker.
obnoxious, but I mean that's the character that he's playing.
Tiny Lister is the president of the galaxy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's kind of weird.
So what though? But that's like such a minuscule role. No one's focusing on Tiny Lister and his character and the role, his role in the film.
A black president. Stop.
Plus, it's a gorgeous film. I mean, if you've seen it, the Blu-ray copy, it's absolutely gorgeous.
A what?
Yeah, I don't like gorgeous in my film
It's a
viewing.
gorgeous
It's a gorgeous film. It looks unbelievable.
Gorgeous.
It looks
It's a
unbelievable.
gorgeous
Danny's going into film reviewing.
But yeah, but and you're not a gentleman, Danny. That's something that's something a man with fucking patches on his sleeve says.
Sorry. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, we like that.
You're the type of man who falls asleep with a lit cigarette in a karaoke machine. You're fucking drooling. You have a cigarette in your mouth and your face is against the machine as it's blaring
You know
music.
what? Jimmy makes a good
It's a
point.
gorgeous film.
It is. You're the
Is it?
fucking king guy. You shouldn't be saying gorgeous.
You should say visually it looks good.
It's
right.
It's a
Say
gorgeous
badass.
film.
It pleases me.
It was gorgeousness and gorgeosity made flesh. I'd like to throw fucking hot coffee on you.
Mila Jovovich is fucking hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
You can see her tits.
Yeah, that's what we like here.
It's a gorgeous movie. You sit down, you got your cup of coffee, you're judging gorgeousness.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right, I think Matt has had enough of
Thank
us.
you, Matt. Hey, it's a great site, man.
Yeah, can we call you from time to time when these?
Oh, absolutely.
When the
We talk
good movies
dirty?
are. Yeah, we'll talk dirty. Jesus, Jimmy.
I know. We completely fell off.
You know, we'll pull our penises out and
Hell yeah.
try to get something done. You know,
Tickle our hogs.
Can the man leave with a little respect?
I'm sorry.
Come on now.
All right.
Matt, you're gonna like us. I know it sounds weird now, but you're gonna like us eventually. For your first call, you did pretty good.
Oh, thank you very much. You guys were very kind. You were very gentle with me.
All right, good. Matt, thank you.
you, sir.
RottenTomatoes.com.
Bye, Matt.
Bye, thanks.
Now beat it.
Now scram.
Scram. No, I didn't think The Terminal was the sequel to Philadelphia.
Oh,
That's just downright mean.
silly.
And no, Ghostbusters was not the sequel to Ghost. Stop already.
Yeah, Chris Tucker yelling in The Fifth Element.
He likes the other movie.
It was so fucking annoying.
Well, I'm not saying that he wasn't annoying. He definitely was obnoxious.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Ooh.
That was his voice.
Come in, my man, come in.
Shut up.
Where's Dana White?
Well, speaking of that, Jimmy, could you intro the fact that we got a tweet? What do you got for that? You know how you intro stuff when we have breaking news and things like that? We need some kind of intro when we're going to read a special tweet.
Oh, attention, folks, tweet coming.
I love it.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Attention, folks, tweet coming.
We got a tweet from Dana White, UFC is his Twitter name. Cool. And if I read this, there'll be just hell to pay. So is there anyone around here that we don't give a shit about?
Yeah, what can I do with E-Rock?
Yes.
Why? Will there be hell to play?
Because as soon as, when it comes from us, then there's just problems.
Can I see it? I'll read it.
Oh, well, no, I can see it right there.
Yeah. Who wants to read this?
Let's get...
Yeah, we don't care about Sam. Sam, can you read this tweet for us, please? Why? This is Dana White, UFC, wrote this, I don't know, about 30 minutes ago.
Did he write it, though?
Oh, I see.
You see it?
Yeah, it's right there on his...
It's a verified account.
It is a verified account. They
Am I gonna
verify
get
the accounts of celebrities now.
Oh, why isn't mine verified? I'm quite the big celebrity.
You have to contact Twitter.
I got to be honest with you.
Shouldn't someone do that for me?
I'm thinking about getting on this Twitter.
You're already on Twitter.
No, that's not me.
What?
Nope.
Sam, you should
That's not
probably
me.
get on it.
I am.
I
You-
haven't seen one of your posts.
That's because you stopped following me because you said all I did was talk about hip hop and wrestling.
Oh, so if I followed you, there'd be something different than hip-hop or wrestling?
I think
Punch
so.
up. Can we punch up Sam's Twitter account for a second? Because I really would like to see what.
What does he talk about, Ant, you saying?
Yeah, let's
Wrestling
see.
and what?
Let's see what the first thing is. Oh, my God. How could I forget the genius of Mr. McMahon's life sucks and then you die speech? And then the next one, watching Best of SmackDown. You go out there and win one for the Micker. Who the hell's the Micker?
Misspelled something.
No, that's correct.
Oh.
And then what local morning show do you want to be part of Jocktober this year?
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Well, that's good.
It's about time you work for the show after hours.
I've been watching Pawn Stars for 3 hours. Okay, that's good. Continuing with look now that
Men on a Mission is wrestlers.
Wrestlers. Okay,
Yeah.
some more wrestling. I think I'm heading down to PA for Signomania tomorrow.
Signomania. Signomania.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
That's a wrestling convention.
And then you plug the old the Rana Feza gig that they did.
Yeah.
JAPW Worldwide Episode 1 is online. What is that?
That would be Jersey All Pro Wrestling.
All right.
It's just because my play-by-play is on, so I
Look,
figured I'd...
every fucking one of your posts. Enough already. Oh, wow. Let me see. WWE offering $10 million to Kanye West. True?
I don't think so.
El Super Beasto on DVD. What is that?
That's Rob Zombie's animated feature.
Oh, okay. Rob Zombie.
What fucking horrible tweets.
Sam has
He's
the
eclectic.
worst tweets.
You're an eclectic Twitter.
Yeah.
You know who's handsome? At Anthony Cumia. That was the day I dropped him.
Yes.
And he thought he'd pick me back up
He's
by
trying to get you back. Ant.
having a compliment. I can't.
He's trying to get you back. Will you just start following him for a little bit? Not Sam on Twitter, please.
Look, I understand.
Do the kid a favor.
A lot of my Twitters, a lot of my tweets, whatever you want to call them, not everyone's going to be interested. I know that.
I am. I
But-
like your tweets.
That's what Twitter's
Well,
all
thanks.
about. You can't hit the masses
But you
with something
are
interesting.
You are just boring.
You got to check it, because I got the Best of
Boring.
SmackDown DVD set. That was why those SmackDown quotes were there yesterday. Best of SmackDown.
I can't do Planet of the Apes sequel jokes. I'm sorry. I just can't do that.
Wait.
I just can't do that. Just want to acknowledge that that's all I'm getting now.
You don't like the life sucks and then you die speech?
I wouldn't even know if that was on.
I don't know.
It's very funny.
So you want to read Dana White UFC, his latest tweet for everybody, Sam? Because
Well, we should probably do a tweet alert first.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, do we got one?
We should play the one we have.
Oh, that's
Attention, folks, to coming.
Oh, is that annoying?
That's your cue, Sam.
That's fucking terrible. Now you fucked up the cue. You gotta play it again. Yep. Attention, folks, to coming.
This is from Dana White, UFC. Dana says, Opie and Anthony in an hour, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Fuck Stern. O&A are way better than Stern.
Now, Dana White said that?
And if we read that, there'd be some kind of problem, trust me.
Hey, he tweeted it.
He has 597,000 followers.
That's it?
It's a lot
Is
more
that
than
a
I
lot?
got.
Yeah. That's a lot.
How many you have?
Let me check.
Yeah, we don't.
Not that many.
Yeah, we don't look at that number and cry at night.
Well, you know.
Hey, Sam, your Jocktober is 2-3 days away.
I know. I'm excited.
Does it start Friday?
Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Fuck. Are you ready to go?
Hell yeah.
What's your first show?
I was thinking about starting with a show called, I think their name is Rocky and Sue. They're a married couple from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh, they're married?
Yeah.
That ought to be cute.
Yeah. I can't wait for Jocktober.
Jocktober is one of my favorite times of the year.
It's because you pick on people for no reason. Like, usually the radio show will say something negative about us.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But for the entire month of October, it's just making fun for no reason.
Of course.
Just because they suck.
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
You know why I like Jocktober, Ant? That means we could show up at 6 o'clock. No
Yep.
show prep for the boys.
None.
Well,
None needed.
Nope. We just laugh at these dummies.
It's a little rougher on me, but it's worth it.
Well, you know.
And remember, we started another
cross the
segment,
bear.
another bit today called Pat Ourselves on the Back.
Yes.
And we're the workhorses of SiriusXM.
Of course.
I'm going to follow Dana, by the way, from now on.
Oh, are you?
I'm doing the same. I just realized I don't follow him. Yeah, we're the work horses here at SiriusXM, and we mock everything, and for some reason that gets us in trouble here and there. But it's time to pat ourselves on the back.
Opie and Anthony, the workhorses of satellite radio.
Explosions,
that's cool.
lasers, and Jimmy.
And
I was
Jimmy
in
making a
XL.
noise.
That's exactly what we asked for.
It's the worst noise ever. Women hate when you do that while you're eating that pussy. Like if you're licking a girl's clit and she's just about to come, you start going. It really ruins it for them.
Deer Hunter, the sequel to Bambi.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was.
It was.
It really was, yeah.
That came in a lot, too.
Yep.
Dana White next. He just signed in. So why don't we take a very quick break, and
All
we're
right.
going to end the show with Dana White.
Good.
And we're going to ask him about Rampage Jackson, Brock Lesnar. Where the fuck has he been? We need Brock Lesnar.
Heischel Walker?
Herschel Walker.
I want to ask you about Heischel.
Heischel?
Let's take a break and we'll come back.
Bless you.
Oh, Jack LaLanne's still alive.
He's still alive.
How old is he?
He's got to be... I think he's about 60 now.
Oh,
Let's take a quick break so we don't have to, because he might only have a short period of time.
All right, and we'll ask him about Chuck Liddell doing that Dance with the Stars shit.
Oh, God, do we have the clip? Cue that clip up, because I want him to see it while we see it.
Mars has breaking news.
Fucking wait, breaking news. Hold on, I got a breaking news. I got a breaking news sweeper.
Travis,
hold on, I got a breaking news sweeper. Hold on, Mars has breaking news. Hold on. I didn't think we were gonna play this today. I'm so excited.
too. How embarrassing. Oh, there's news breaking.
Yes, Mars.
What's that?
No, I have no breaking news.
What's in your hand?
I think you do.
I was fooled. I have Dana White's Twitter.
When did he send this out?
Supposedly about an hour ago.
Supposedly.
Okay. Oh, what is this? What is this? We were just talking about movies.
Well, hang on. We need a Twitter alert.
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Oh, wait, a Twitter alert.
Twitter alert.
Attention, folks, to coming.
Oh, you think it's a good idea? Your penmanship sucks, Jimmy.
It says fuck a break.
Oh, yeah, but I got a leak. We'll do a quick break. Go ahead. Will you do your tweet? Read it. You got it.
I don't know. Mars.
Just read it.
I wouldn't read it on the air.
Read it.
I know. Look, as long as me, Ann, or Jimmy don't read it,
I wouldn't read it on the air.
Read it.
Go ahead. Read it.
I read
No,
it.
Jim says he wouldn't read it on the air.
Go ahead.
So we're saying we would.
Just read it. Go ahead.
Jim
Dana's
said
waiting
no.
out there.
Go ahead,
Just read it.
Dana's waiting. Go ahead.
Read
Read
it.
it.
Read it. You got the UFC shirt on.
Come on, guys. Don't get me in trouble, man.
Just read it.
Go ahead. Read it.
It's
Here
from
goes.
Dana White, UFC on Twitter.
right.
Go ahead.
You're just the messenger.
Go.
Opie and Anthony in an hour. Fuck Stern. O&A are way better than Stern.
Why would you read that on the
What are
air?
you crazy? That's like
I thought you were reading the
you're gonna
second
be fired
tweet.
now, bro.
I thought you were reading the second tweet down.
Yeah, that
You
was
nut.
fucking ridiculous.
What the fuck are you reading?
He's panicking.
Why would you run in with that?
All right, listen.
Nice working with
Dana's
you.
sitting there. He's a big star.
We got to take a break.
A very quick break.
just to take a leak and,
Yeah.
and be on in like 3 minutes with Dana.
One leak.
Yeah, how long we take the piss? We're not
Run.
going to rub helmets.
A quick break is 13 minutes, Jimmy.
Ron.
No.
All right, we'll figure it out. It'll be quick. Opie and Anthony. Got to get right into this. Dana White in the studio from the UFC, of course.
Yes.
Our friend. I think we could say he's our friend now.
This is my favorite radio show.
Yeah.
We're very
What's on
happy.
here?
Here's how I know Dana's real. When I saw him at the UFC event, he came up and he went, "Hi, Jim." Usually when you do radio with somebody, they actually see you have to go, "I was on the Opie and Anthony show." I was like, "Oh, you were next to me." But he actually remembered me and came up, so like, he's for real.
Dana, I went to my first UFC event in Philly. A lot of people know by now. And Dana works the crowd in between the fights and before, the taping and stuff. And he's taking pictures with everybody. I'm thinking to myself, he's got a lot to do. What the fuck is he doing working the crowd, right? And then some girl goes up to Dana and goes, "Hey, could you get Chuck Liddell to sign this for me?" And I'm like, do you realize who you're talking to? But certainly he grabbed the thing, went to Chuck, got it signed, and walked it back to the lady. And
How
I'm like,
big were the girl's tits? That's an important question.
And I'm like, this guy has a pay-per-view to worry about, and he's getting things signed. So if you go to these events, he's more than happy to do that for you.
I love the fans. This sport's grown so fast in a short amount of time, and it's because of the fans. The fans of this sport are crazy. They're passionate, and I love it, man.
But your fighters are always cool. It's like I've watched enough of them interact with crowd members, and I've spoken to enough of them, and they're never dicks to the fans.
Yeah,
they always talk to people.
You know what, man? And it goes back to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was such a huge boxing fan, and I knew everybody around the ring and all this stuff. And I remember what it felt like to go there and how excited you are, and just to be a part of everything. And here's actually a funny story. But when I was a kid too, I was at the library one day. I was a little kid, and one of the newscasters, one of the guys that was on the local Las Vegas news, was at the library, and that was big celebrity to me, man. So I ran up to him and I asked him for his autograph. He couldn't have been a bigger dick.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? And I just remember what that felt like when I saw that guy. And I was actually at dinner last night here in New York, and I was hearing a story about A-Rod. And said he was at a restaurant the other night, and a little kid went up to him, and they said this guy could not have been a bigger dickhead in the world, And it's just these athletes they're stupid, man. They don't get it.
Well, Jimmy doesn't like baseball players in general anymore.
They're all
because
pricks.
of that attitude.
They're all so many athletes, baseball players, football players. A lot of the boxers that we've interviewed, some of them have been very cool. Most of them have been pricks. They're fucking pricks.
To be honest with you, though, I don't think A-Rod makes enough money to be signing autographs at dinner. Leave the guy alone.
Exactly. And it's one thing if you're sitting there trying to have dinner with your girl, and you got a bunch of people coming up. But dude, that you chose that life.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the life you chose.
True.
And now you want to treat people like shit that are coming to
Yeah.
Especially if it's a little kid.
I just don't, especially little kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe it was a midget.
Yeah, but their excuses, they're
sign for
working for
midget.
somebody else and they're getting autographs, and then someone.
so what?
Yeah, fucking.
How
take
much
the
money?
chance.
Exactly, like you just
Take
said.
the
How much
fucking
money are you
chance.
making?
And you could tell if somebody's there to get an autograph to sell,
Right.
and a little kid that's just there.
Well, they send
Gee, could I have an autograph?
They do send the little kids in, but whatever. There's real little kids that really want, to meet the A-Rod for a
Dude,
second.
let me
get
tell
a
you
dumb
what. Let me tell you
autograph.
how messed up you are when you're worried about if somebody's trying to sell your autograph. You're so out of touch with reality. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? Dude, if my name on a piece of paper is worth something to you, go for it.
Yeah,
you
here
mean you've
you
been
go.
standing out here in the rain for 10 hours to get my name on a piece of paper and you can make money off that? Good for you, man. Go for it.
You can pretty much just cut checks for people just by signing something.
You
and
are
throwing it
so
to them.
out of touch with
There you
reality
go.
if you're worried about where your autograph is going. going, you're a dickhead.
I heard somebody asked DiMaggio for an autograph because those guys didn't make shit back in the early days. And he goes, write me a check and I'll sign the back of it. And then you get it back. I was like, I like that answer.
Hey, that is good.
Yeah.
That works. We got to get into this. Should we start with the Chuck Liddell thing?
We love Chuck.
We love Chuck.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And we love the fact that he's getting all that exposure on Dancing with the Stars. We played his performance the other day. We haven't laughed that hard.
Where's Danny? Because
is he still on the show? I don't even know.
He is. He danced last night. I was flying here last night, and we landed, and I had to go to dinner, so I didn't see it. His performance last night, but apparently. His performance last night was pretty good.
We saw the one the week before, and he's doing those slides and just sticking to the floor and almost skipping a little bit.
Right.
And it was hysterical. The hat's on crooked. He's like,
Oh, yeah. If he comes in here, we'll say, hey, what's up, Fred Astaire? We're not going to say shit to his face.
So goddamn funny. It was like watching the skating scene in King Kong in the park.
But it is funny to watch a bruiser, because he's an athletic guy, but just to watch a bruiser be like a gentleman with the hat, it was just kind of funny to watch.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You know,
we could just kill somebody, anybody
his
in there.
instinct is just to knock somebody's fucking chest in with his fist.
It's so
Here he is
goddamn funny.
tipping his bolo hat like a gentleman. It's hilarious.
The perfect gentleman. I do want to look at it again.
Yeah,
I have to see
Someone's
that.
got to get it on screen.
I'm sure the last night's performance is probably on YouTube. I'm going to have to watch it, too.
We'll
I didn't see it yet.
We'll have to watch
and then
last
tonight's the vote.
So we got to get all the UFC
vote.
fans to vote.
Oh, well, they did. Last night was the voting.
it's
You
too
had to
late
vote
now?
last night.
Okay.
Yeah, trust me, I got it covered.
You got it covered?
Oh, yeah.
I've been pumping them like
Oh,
crazy.
you sent that Twitter out, right? I did.
Yeah.
I actually read that today. Okay, cool.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys were on my Twitter.
I joined up today. I only follow like 5 people, and then they said, "Oh, Dana White." And I looked you up, and you had 1,100 followers. I'm like, "Oh, Dana's not fucking hot on Twitter." And then I said, "Dana White UFC." I'm like, "Oh, okay, there's the guy."
there's
Almost
the
600,000. That makes sense.
600,000, yeah.
I was frightened. 1,100. I'm like, "What kind of tweets is he sending out?" Doesn't that suck? Somebody has your name. Somebody has Dana White, and they're sending out nothing.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, but the Dana White UFC is almost 600,000.
Jimmy, what kind of
people.
tweets would he be sending out to get 1,100 followers?
I don't know. Just photos of his feet. Look, he smelled today.
That would be a good tweet to read, though.
Yeah, what an awful. How many of those would you get before you just go, I'm not following this guy
Yeah,
anymore?
I love the
first one
UFC,
you
but what's
would
wrong
like.
with him?
Yeah. First one to be like, this is a little eclectic. I might
Yeah,
like
I
following
kinda
this
like
guy.
this.
Right
Yeah.
enough. His pinky nail is like,
All right, here's
Let me look for the Dana White.
here's Chuck Liddell. We have to do this, Dana. I'm sorry.
Why don't you, Dana, E-Rock, turn that a little bit before I bite your face? No, not that one,
not
the other
that
one,
one.
so Dana can see it.
he almost took her head off with the hat.
See, he's not bad when he's doing the regular moves like that. He's doing good.
Look at his face, though. He's got Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, I know. And I love when he look at when he pretends to smile. It's great too.
This is great. Look at this. Look at this slide. Love that one.
Holy shit.
Oh, we just love Chuck.
Great. Look at him.
Oh, Chuck. Chuck rules.
Hey, he's taking it seriously, though.
Yeah, he is. He's
He's working it. He's working it.
He is just a killer, but dancing.
People love Liddell, though. I mean, he's like a beloved guy, man. He's
another guy that's great to the fans.
Yes, he is.
Man, did he work that crowd? He lost a lot of weight, huh, Dana?
Yeah, he did. The thing that I like about it is,
That's on sideways.
he and I are in this whole retirement battle right now. He's one of my best friends. I love this guy, and we're in this. I'm glad to see him doing something that he actually cares about and that he's excited about. He got in shape for this thing. He lost weight. He took it very serious. I mean, I guarantee he couldn't dance like that. 3 months ago.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I'm sure as the show goes on, if he continues to be on the show, he'll get better.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see him focused and doing something that he's into. He cares about it. Because this, guys, believe me, the stuff that he does when he's not dancing, you guys wouldn't be making fun of or laughing at all. You'd be bowing down. You'd be bowing down right now.
We openly admit
to the
that,
lifestyle this guy lives.
We openly admit that.
It's fun to watch. Like he's a guy we know. It's like watching your buddy dance. It's especially because if you don't know Chuck, you just see this guy. He's got kind of like a frightening haircut, but it's like you've seen him fight enough times, and you understand how he handles people.
Did you see me in the crowd there? Did you see me when when he runs over and does this thing? I'm sitting there. I'm laughing so hard I'm almost laying on the chair. Yeah, I'm almost laying on the chair. I'm laughing so hard.
Hey, Jordan figured it out. Jordan in Scranton, PA. For Dana White to get 1,100 followers, he'd probably have to do some sort of contest where a random Twitter follower wins a free kick in the chest for Brock Lesnar.
Yes. First prize is a bag of shit. Second prize is a kick in the chest from Brock.
But it's a
third prize is a hat.
But he just picks a random follower.
The worst contest ever. But no, the Dana White that I'm talking about, the recent tweets are not coming up because everyone's probably checking it out. But this Dana White, it just says I rule under his name, and it's only 1,491 followers. So I don't know if he has.
It's growing though. If it was 1,100 before.
No, I think I actually guesstimated. I think it was 1,491.
He doesn't rule though.
No, he certainly doesn't. He's a fucking, no, he doesn't. It's probably not even his name. All right, so you were laughing too, and to get into it a little bit, we were, we talked to you earlier about Fedor. I'm telling you, man, the more I think of it, the more I'm not going to be surprised if someday it comes out that his people were frightened of fucking Lesnar in that cage. And I like Fedor a lot, but Brock is a fucking scary dude.
I'm telling you, man, he is, and he's just such a. I actually had breakfast with him on Saturday morning. He was in Vegas on Saturday morning.
What does he eat for breakfast? That guy,
everything, and he's telling me, listen, I want. He'll fight as much as we want him to fight. This guy just wants to fight.
Yeah,
he says, but I need September and October off. It's hunting season, I
really?
Need to, yeah. And Joe Rogan always says it's so funny, man. He's like, this guy, when he's not smashing people in the cage, he's killing animals. That's what this guy's done. I mean, he's like, and it's
not
true.
little ones either.
Brock Lesnar is
he's a big game hunter.
He's not like any other guy that I've ever met. He's really not.
He probably just punches the animals,
Yeah.
too. No gun, no bow and arrow or something. Just walks up and belts the deer in the head.
Hey, Brock, where's your gun? What are you, a pussy?
He's just strangling large animals in the woods by
Grappling with
himself.
a bear.
Right.
No, he's definitely not like any other human being I've ever met.
Right
He's just like one of those guys. It's just like he looks like an impossible guy to knock out. Like Frank Mir's a tough dude, and he's a heavyweight fighter. And to see him with in a headlock, like that's how I would get beat up. Like that was like watching one pro beat up another pro, like the way I would get beat up. It was really fucking uncomfortable to watch. It was really uncomfortable. And Bob Kelly in the back, good job, Frank. He didn't know what to say.
No,
he wanted to just bond with, because you want to say something to a beaten fighter that's nice. You want to make him feel better. But as Bob was just so nervous. You went, hey, good job, man. I wish Frank just would have knocked his fucking teeth out. Stupid Bob.
Let's have a cup of coffee.
And can we talk about Rampage a little bit too? Because that was kind of a big surprise to everybody that he left.
Yeah, the reality is, has Rampage has he left? No, he's mad at me. We've gone back and forth about this whole movie thing. Rampage will fight.
Okay.
Rampage will fight.
Do you not want him to do the movie, or was it the timing of the movie?
No, I didn't. Yeah, it was the timing of the movie. Right after the show, this is a big season for us. He committed to doing it, and I was pissed when he said he was going to do the movie instead of the fight. And the movie was really important to him, so he's pissed at me.
What'd you say about it? 'Cause I didn't hear what you said. Did you knock the movie itself?
Oh,
or him
no, him doing it. I knocked the movie. I knocked him doing it, and then that started the whole war.
Okay.
And Rampage. Me and Rampage are friends.
Right.
We're friends, and I care about that guy. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. So we'll figure this thing out.
And you stood by him too. After when Rampage had his trouble,
Dana was right there.
Dana defended him on the air, and then went and saw him. I mean, you didn't just walk away. A lot of guys walked away from a fight or somebody who was in trouble.
He was in a tough spot there for a while, and Dana was right there for him.
Yeah, we'll get this thing worked out. Like I said, I always say, man, if me and Tito can figure things out, I can figure things out with anybody.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, that wasn't looking too good for a while.
Yeah, if I recall.
do this show with Jerry Springer on in the background. I keep watching the Jerry Springer show. Oh no.
We like keeping track of our friends. He does the show from time to time.
Maury and fucking Wendy. We have the worst TV on.
I know. It's got to be something
There's
better
been
than
27 fights since I've been on the air on the show over here.
On Maury?
Yeah.
Maury,
yeah, that's what it is.
Maury, actually, he comes in. He's a blast to hang with.
We just threesomes. Look at this one's about threesomes.
Yeah,
Would you have a threesome with her?
Fucking her alone's a threesome. What a fatso. Holy shit. What a beast. Monster. She has a mouth like Predator. What a fatso.
Maury is, we have Maury on the show every so often, and he knows, because he'll be on the show, and sometimes he has people that have had horrible things happen to him, disfigurements, birth defects, whatever it is, and he brings him out like P.T. Barnum out on the stage, but then he goes, you know something? You are beautiful. Let me tell. And the audience claps, and you're looking at this horrific friggin' Rocky Dennis head. And he knows. We call him out on it all the time. I'm like, we know what you're doing, Maury. We know.
And Brock Lesnar's going to be in UFC 106,
yes.
right? Okay, so we got a couple more months out, obviously. Hey, Herschel Walker.
Come on.
We're on the same page. We're like, what is this fucking guy doing?
Oh, my God.
What is this guy doing?
Oh, my God. Listen, I've met Herschel Walker at fights. He's a big fan. He's a super nice guy. I mean, not to smash him or say anything bad about it, but come on.
We saw him on The Apprentice.
He's 50 years old.
Yeah.
And he's going to come in and fight MMA. Now, think about this. He's really, really good at football. The guy was a good football player. He's too old to play football. Okay?
Yeah.
But he's going to come in and fight in mixed martial arts. The reality is that whole Showtime, CBS, the whole thing, it's a freak show. It's a freak show. Those guys aren't putting on real fights. They're putting on a freak show. Yeah. They're the Maury of the fight business. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're the Jerry Springer of the fight business. That's what they are.
Yeah, it's almost like when they put together, like Greg Brady fighting
exactly. That's
Screech. Danny
seriously.
Bonaducci.
Do you know what I heard?
Screech.
Our fight in Manchester, England, we're doing Randy Couture versus Brandon Vera, and that's going to be live on Spike TV. I heard that now they're going to do Couture versus Vera, the wives of Couture and Vera.
Are you kidding me?
God. I mean,
who's doing that?
CBS and Showtime. CBS and Showtime are the Jerry Springer of mixed martial arts. They're the freak show.
Doing that for?
The wives?
And Kim Couture isn't even married to Randy anymore. But she's going to keep that last name, man.
Yeah.
When did that go down?
Getting rid of that name.
Didn't we have Randy?
I think we had them in together, yeah.
They're not married anymore? We just had them
They're
on
divorced,
a year ago, I think. Not even.
Yep.
Who's brave enough to pick Randy Couture's wife up at her fucking house? Why would you date that woman? You see what her husband does for a living? What's wrong with you? Jesus
that
Christ.
can't be good.
I would never date the ex-wife of a fighter. Is he happy, though? Is he all right?
Yeah, no, he's great.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great.
He's 45 years old? The guy's a fucking machine. Randy Couture is a machine.
He's phenomenal, man. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. A guy who at that age, it just he gets better and better. See the fight with him and Nogueira?
No, it went the distance, all right?
Oh, I'm telling you guys got to see that fight. The Nogueira-Couture fight is one of the best fights I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Back and forth. You think Couture's done. Couture gets out and gets back up, and they start going at it again. Great fight. Actually, Lesnar was there with me watching that fight, and we were going crazy during that fight. He actually started cheering Randy on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Randy gave him look, considering Randy did not just fucking roll over for Brock Lesnar.
No.
I mean, that was a tough fight.
I think Randy's fought him the best of anybody in the UFC so far. Yeah, no doubt about it. He almost took him down 3 or 4 times.
So Lesnar was kind of rooting for him after a while?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I think Lesnar was going, oh yeah, this will be a big money fight if I can fight him again.
Does he want to fight Randy again?
Nah, well, Randy didn't win, so it'll never happen. He'll end up fighting. He's going to fight Shane Carwin November 21st. And this is a real fight. Shane Carwin's 6'5", 265 pounds.
Is he big?
Great wrestler, great striker, and hates Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
Hates Brock Lesnar.
Why does he hate him?
Talks bad about him publicly all the time. Doesn't like his persona. Doesn't like the way he treats people. Doesn't like a lot of things about. Doesn't like his tattoo. Doesn't like a lot of things about Brock. But if Brock Lesnar gets past Shane Carwin, he'll fight Nogueira.
Okay. So Shane Carwin has, now that's 105,
106, Shane.
No, but 105 I think is in England, and that is when?
It's November 14th, I think.
Okay, and then November
November 21st is Lesnar versus Carwin in Las Vegas.
Jesus.
That's the Lesnar's
So
fighting.
you're flying us out
November
for that one,
24th.
obviously.
Yep.
That was the one when you got.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to go to England. Uncomfortable. Like, no, Jim, the Jersey.
No, that's right. I'm flying you guys to Manchester, England.
when Lesnar's fighting in Vegas, we'll be in England being fucking raped by soccer hooligans.
Well, Shane obviously is bigger than Brock Lesnar, then, huh?
Yeah, they're the same size.
Pretty much the same size.
And Shane Carwin's undefeated. You know, he's undefeated.
Yeah, I don't know much about Shane.
How many fights does he have?
Still figuring this whole
I
sport
think
out.
I think he's 16 or 17-0.
Okay, so he's got more experience too.
Yeah.
And Lesnar's
How long has he been in the UFC, Shane?
Carwin has been with us for a couple years.
Oh, he has been.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I gotta get more knowledge.
That's right.
So that could really be a.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
Very interesting fight. Two big guys, man.
Giant behemoths in there.
Exactly. Two
pummeling
real
each other.
heavyweights.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
After Lesnar came in and kind of did his little mea culpa after he screwed up, I really started to like him. Like, I didn't like Lesnar at first, but then when he came in and humanized himself, I was like, yeah, you're like, I fucked up. It's like, I kind of liked the reality of that.
I kind of liked what he did after the fight in the ring, in the cage, whatever.
You're going to find people who
liked it, to
like
be honest
both.
with you.
Yeah, you know, you're going to find it. I can tell you this: Bud Light didn't like it.
You had some smoothing over to do.
Bud Light didn't like it, and I was horrified. Man, that was like an out-of-body experience for me. I was floating above the octagon going, this is not happening right now.
Just watching that live, you must have just been like, oh my God, I got to get to the Bud Light people immediately.
No, believe me when I tell you, my sponsorship guy got to me before before he was even done talking, Bud Light had already said.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. You want to hear the craziest part of the whole thing? Afterwards, it ends up, his people have never even tried to talk to Bud Light.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was just in this, like, crazy... You have to understand, too, this guy is still, he doesn't have a lot of fight experience. And there's a lot of emotion, a lot of pent-up... Frank Mir had beat him once, right? When his first fight ever in the UFC. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's going back in against Frank Mir. Frank Mir's talking tons of trash. You know, he had a lot of built-up, anger, and he was anxious and nervous and all everything going on. Yeah. And I think he was just up there about to interview and looked at Bud Light and went psycho on Bud Light for some reason, you know? He had never even talked to Bud Light. Remember, he said, they wouldn't sponsor me.
Wait,
your
what?
people never even called Bud Light. They never even talked to Bud Light.
So do you think that did he feel like after a while, like, because he kind of taunted Mir after he really beat him pretty badly, did they ever talk about it? Did they ever speak?
I think they have. I think actually when I saw Brock the other day, he said that they had, he had bumped into Frank at the muscle convention out there right now. I can't remember what it's called. The Olympia. The Olympia is in Las Vegas. And, they have this big convention and they had booths set up there and he bumped into Mir and I think they talked.
What do you say? I wonder, like, when guys like that, like when one guy's beating the other guy, what's the relationship become? Like, is one guy just dominant because he won the fight, or they both realize that, look, we're both kind of equals in this whole thing? Or is it kind of like, do you understand what I mean?
That's a good question.
A lot of these guys really respect each other, and one of the great things about the UFC is like I always say, the sportsmanship you see after a big fight, no matter how much trash talking went on and everything else. But these are the kind of guys that at the press conference for pre-fight, they can sit there at the same table and have lunch together. And, what people have to understand, it's competition, it's competing.
Sure.
They don't have to hate each other to compete against each other. But some people do. Sometimes it happens, and obviously that makes it a little more exciting.
So it's different than some guy, stealing your chick and fucking her, and then you see him in the street and go, hey, you won now.
Exactly. or you could just say, hey, thanks for straightening her out.
That's why
she never bet that way before.
That's why these guys are just animals. Any one of us gets punched in the face, we immediately hate that person.
Well, yeah.
But these guys, in the end, they'll have a beer together. It's
their job.
Bizarre, yeah.
Well, literally,
it's like, you guys know. You're that much better than Howard Stern. And when you see Howard, you got to bump into him here in the hallways. And so when he shows up for work, when he does come in, when he's working, you'll bump into him.
Well, we
probably.
call him the part-timer. He's got a good gig. He's the part-timer.
He cashed out, and when he does show up here to, do his show, you guys bump into him. You know you that much.
In the hallway?
I don't know. You know you're that much better than him. So I don't know. What is that? What's it like? Like when he sees you, does he know that you guys kick his ass?
Never see him.
We have
never
seen
bump into him in the hallway.
Honest to God, I've not seen him one time since I've been here.
There are people that have
not once.
He's been here 2 years, whatever, and people still haven't seen him.
He takes like a bat pole down to the limo or something.
His limo is brought up in an elevator. For real.
Interesting.
Yeah, it
So we
actually
don't
gets
see him.
brought
And
down.
you know this is
They
gonna
built the studio around him.
And Dana, you know this
Yeah.
is going to get back to him, and he's going to go, well, you know, he's trashing me because I wouldn't have him on my show.
Well, I don't even think I've ever tried to get on his show.
Okay, well,
So
we'll get
was
that
it.
out there because
I've
that's
never-
what he's going to say.
Yeah, well, I've never tried to get on his show, and to be honest with you, and this is the honest, dude. What do I care? Like I'm trying to bust into the Howard Stern show or something.
Yeah.
I'm honestly and truly, I'm not a fan of Howard Stern, and there's been several times when they've wanted to do the Ring Card Girls, you know,
Right.
to go on the Stern show, and I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm not going to put them on there and have him degrade the.
I'm not here, Robin. I have to take a week off for Groundhog's Day, Robin. Very important.
I'm not going to.
He's got the week off because I guess there was some.
I'm
Jewish
not going to do
holiday or
that to the
something.
Octagon Girls to go on his show and whatever. I'm just not a Stern fan, you know?
Yeah.
And I started some shit on Twitter today, man, that people were buzzing me
You
back.
think?
Going
I don't doubt
crazy. Going crazy.
Oh yeah, there's a little battle going on there, but
yeah,
we're all one big happy family.
I can
here.
tell.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. There's no iron team. I'm fond of saying that. Fucking crying, looking at my shitty paycheck. Look, there is an iron shitty, but that'll be
God damn, Jimmy.
I love the honesty in Dana White, though. Man.
That's
Do you ever hold back? Do you always seem to just speak your mind?
Why not though? Well, why shouldn't you?
It's refreshing, but
we
this-
live in this world where, man, it's like everybody. When you watch TV and you see these guys, whether it's a big major sports organization, whatever it is, they're reading shit that either their attorney wrote and drafted
Yep.
and looked over 57 times, or and you know they're lying to you.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't just
Exactly.
sit here and go, this guy's lying. He's not telling the truth. And I respect people. Let me tell you what. Here we go. I'll get into this again. But Michael Vick, man. Michael Vick, what happened to this guy and what he did was terrible. I don't think I've ever seen anybody take more shit than this guy has. I mean, this guy has been pounded into the dirt, and all his money's gone. He went to jail forever. I mean, there's guys that play in the NFL that have killed people drinking and driving.
Yeah.
And not killed human beings. Have killed human beings drinking and driving.
And not caught the shit.
And not gone through what Michael Vick has gone through,
Because
right?
we do care about pets more than humans.
Apparently.
Oh, yeah. If you took a poll, most people would agree.
This guy gets, finally, he's paid his penance, man. He's lost all his money. He's gone to jail. He's been publicly humiliated, smashed, everything else. He took the rap for most of his friends who were hanging out, living off him at his house, who took a big part of this. I mean, this guy's in the NFL. He's training. I mean, I know how much I'm at my house, okay? I can imagine how little Mike Vick was at his house, right? So he goes through all this stuff, takes it right on the chin, okay? And takes the fall, does everything they ask of him, and he finally gets a job again. The Philadelphia Eagles sign him, and there's people protesting out front.
Yeah, they want him
Vixen
fired.
Eagle, hide your beagle, and crazy shit like this, man. Now the thing that makes me respect this guy
don't
so
like that,
much
Jimmy?
is not once, ever, in the public. I'm sure at his house he says it, but never once in the public has this guy said, hey, look at these guys. Look what, nobody's that. He didn't say anything. He's taking it like a man, and now he's trying to make a comeback, man. I just have so much respect for this guy. It's not listen, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And we're all going to make mistakes, man. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody does dumb things. You slip up. But it's how you bounce back and how you handle yourself after you make that mistake. And I don't think anybody in the history of making mistakes has taken it the way Vic has.
I had mixed feelings about him. Like, at first I was like, let the guy work. He paid his... And then the more I kept hearing that he was like torturing, and then my emotions were like, fuck that motherfucker. He was brutalizing and electrocuting and hanging and being just. I'm like,
nothing worse than you do to hookers.
But again, at least afterwards we laugh and we share a fucking Valtrex. Like, cut that blue pill in half. You have one, I'll have one. Get out of here, you. Thought you were a girl. Got me again.
And trust me, I've had this conversation with one of the guys in my office is a huge animal lover, and he said the same thing. Vic was doing this, and there's no question, there's no doubt what he did was horrible.
Yeah,
what he did was horrible. But what do you? I mean, at the end,
once you pay your dues
exactly.
for it,
what happens
then
is
you gotta just move
he
on.
got busted. And here's what they said. You're going to go to jail for this amount of time. You're not playing football. You're going to lose. And he lost everything. He's lost everything. And he's gone to jail. He's paid his penance. He's done his time.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, again, that's without the emotion attached to it and like just a love of animals. It is true. I mean, you got to let the guy work and make a living. And it's like he did pay. I mean, he did go to jail and give up 2 seasons and a lot of millions and millions. It's not like he didn't pay a price.
And they were only ugly dogs. They weren't cute.
Absolutely. And thank God he wasn't fucking them, because that would be unforgivable unless there was footage.
Can you imagine if they were cute dogs, though? It would be a completely different
And it's
story.
not like I'm some animal hater or something. Dude, I won't even go hunting. I'm like, I'm going to go out and shoot animals for what?
You don't want to strangle animals with Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, exactly. And they try to make the argument, it's for food. Dude, I'll go to Albertsons to get some food, man. I'm not going out and shooting anything.
It's all right if I kill it, I eat it. Yeah, I'd rather, USDA stamp on it.
Exactly.
Scan it at the cash register.
What does Brock hunt? I want to know what Brock Lesnar hunts.
I think he obviously hunts deer, and I think he hunts bear too.
Jesus.
Does he eat stuff? He probably is the type of guy, if he lives in the woods, that actually
No, he does. This guy actually lives out in the middle of nowhere. That's why whenever we have to have him do something, he has to drive 3.5 hours to the airport. 3.5 hours to the airport. So he was going home the other morning when I was with him. I was like, so
wow.
So when you fly home now, how long does it take? He says, I have a 3.5 hour drive. He says, looking at me like he's like mad.
He's actually Bigfoot. He's Sasquatch.
Why doesn't he just have a helicopter or something pick him up? That's got to be it's a lot faster.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was my brilliant contribution. Helicopters faster than cars. Fucking News at 11 and stats. Ugh, a fucking dullard.
He's great for the sport.
Yeah, he is great for the sport. Does he drive or get picked up at least? That's another. That's like a follow-up. I follow up an awful point with a fucking childlike question.
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if he drives himself or if he gets
hopefully,
picked up.
somebody pick him up. We also want to talk about Kimbo Slice. He's definitely going to be fighting after The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, obviously, he fights tomorrow night.
Yep.
The first episode of The Ultimate Fighter did 5.1 million viewers. The second episode did 4.1. And we think tomorrow night with Kimbo fighting, we'll beat both of them.
Yeah, that'll be a big one.
Yeah, well, of course, because he fought on fucking CBS. He got 8 million people watched it when he fought. There's some attraction people have to Kimbo, and it's like now that he's in the UFC, it's like I was kind of rooting for him to get fucking beat up before just because he was fighting for Elite XC, right?
Yeah.
But it's like now that he's fighting in a legitimate place, and he respects the sport. He seems like a guy who's trained a lot. It's
he is.
I want to see him do well.
You're right. I talked a lot of shit about him and basically said, the only way this guy will ever fight in the UFC is if he fights in The Ultimate Fighter. And you got to respect him, man. And here's the reality. When we were out there talking to him about him doing this, he had a lot of other offers. I mean, he could have gone out and done the whole, CBS Showtime freak show thing. He could have done that forever, and people would have paid him to do it. And he's doing the right thing, and I respect him for it. To come in and fight against these mixed martial artists that have been training for years and fighting for years, you got to respect it. So tomorrow night we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
Was it Silva against the fighter? I'm sorry to be jumping all over. Was it Silva against the boxer, Sam? Is that who was going to fight?
Yeah, you're thinking Roy Jones Jr. and Anderson Silva wanted to fight each other.
Okay, but that's just not happening. That was just spoken about.
Yeah, I mean,
You're not gonna let that happen.
if Roy wants to come in to the UFC and do that fight, we can do it. But no, I'm not going to.
You don't want to turn this thing into a three-ring circus, obviously.
Well, I didn't mean attached to either sport, just as something they were doing separately.
No, I understand
Exactly.
that.
No, you're absolutely right. Because here's the thing. Back in the day when...
You have a mad respect for what these guys are doing.
Exactly. And I respect the boxers, too. Two different sports.
Right.
I don't disrespect
You
boxing
just hate
at all.
when the races mix.
Atta boy, Ope. Bring it right home. That just stops people in their tracks, though.
I missed the point.
Whenever you mention something like that, people are like, no, I don't. I don't hate that at all.
I just heard it differently. I'm sorry.
I just thought, is that
I'm
what
sorry.
I sound like?
The reality is, when we were bleeding money, we could have gone the freak show CBS Showtime route. We never did it. We could have went out and tried to get Tyson or somebody to bring him in to fight. We don't. We're pure to the sport. We believe in the sport of mixed martial arts.
Basically, something like that would be a big hit at first for you. You'd get a lot of exposure, but then it would hurt you in the long run.
That's just like,
right?
Here's the thing. Let's say we get Roy Jones Jr. or Floyd Mayweather, and they come in and they fight in the octagon. They're gonna lose. They're gonna get taken down, and they're gonna get submitted. They're a fish out of water, and they're two completely different sports.
Yeah.
It would be like,
So why don't you prove your point and let one of these guys get their ass kicked?
Yeah, I mean, but that's not what they're trying to do. What these guys are saying is let them come over here and box.
I see.
It's the same thing. These guys aren't boxers, and anybody who really knows anything about fighting and how this works is two totally different styles. you stand differently, you distribute your weight differently. It's just a lot of different things. But the reality is boxing is a sport. Mixed martial arts is real fighting. It's everything. You use everything. You don't just go for points and use your hands. You can kick, you can knee, you can elbow, you can punch, you can slam to the ground, you can use submissions. It's real fighting.
Yeah, when you're out in the street, you're not just, squaring off and boxing with somebody. Hey,
Gracie
no clinching.
Jiu-Jitsu was started off the reality that 90% of all fights end up on the ground.
True, yeah.
And then the guys didn't know what to do on the ground. They put the high school headlock on you, and they just lay there on the ground trying to punch the top of the head. You know what I mean? That's how Gracie Jiu-Jitsu really was started.
And therefore, those guys are Brazilian. So, there's quite a bit of fucking strife in Brazil. You ever been to Rio?
No.
Fun place. I mean, it really is. I mean, we went buck wild in the fucking in the whorehouses, and they're kind of tolerated there. It's not quote unquote legal, but they allow it. But it's a fucking very violent area. Certain areas are very poor there, so you have to be able to fight.
The guys who grow up in Brazil grow up fighting on the streets, no doubt about it.
They fucking. I was watching an old George Foreman fight with against some Brazilian in like 1970, just some heavyweight. I'm like, you know what a tough motherfucker you have to be a heavyweight fighter and a Brazilian growing up in Rio de Janeiro in a favela. No point there, just something I thought. And then I also thought I'd like some ice cream, too. I should follow it up with another fucking boring thing I thought. Some things should remain as thoughts. Fucking asshole I am.
Who was the Brazilian fighter?
I don't even remember, but as I was talking, I was like, this is going nowhere. There's no clever tie-in, there's no punchline. It just fucking falls off a cliff.
Jimmy, welcome to my world.
It's like I started off with a real head full of steam. Oh, there's one fighter. Who gives a shit?
Fuck, we love Foreman. The more you think about Foreman, he could have been the greatest of all time if he just didn't fucking quit like he did.
Yeah.
And then had the greatest comeback in boxing history, obviously.
Yep.
Well, that guy could fucking punch.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look at a lot of the guys from that era, a lot of those guys are real punchy and messed up from that era. And Foreman, taking that time off that he did, came back and actually was able to cash in when the money was a lot bigger. And he changed his whole persona and became this big, lovable guy.
Nice guy.
If you look at who he was, he's the complete opposite. He was the Mike Tyson of that era.
He was a prick, he was a real badass.
Mean, nasty guy and didn't like anybody and wasn't nice to anybody and everything else. Went out and found God and took all that time off. Had 37 kids, then had to come back.
All named George. Yeah, let's not forget.
Then had to come back in a second and created this huge, larger than life persona and made tons of money.
And we found out he had a nice smile.
Yeah, well,
all of a sudden he's smiling all over the place.
And he was healthy. He took that time off and didn't get punished.
Not all punchy.
It's tough to see Ali like that. Man.
Yeah,
when you go back and watch some of those documentaries and I've watched today.
I've watched every Ali documentary there is, man. I have Ali pictures in my house.
You see the one with Frazier recently? It just came out.
Thriller in Manila?
Thriller in Manila.
Yeah. No,
That just came out about a year ago. Frazier was in here promoting it, and he still hates Ali.
He hates
Ali. Oh, yeah, I know.
He will not let it go.
I know.
We called this. He let us. On the special, he plays his answers outgoing message, and it's got something to do with Ali and the condition. Like, fucking Frazier hates Ali because the way he taunted him racially.
Oh, I know. Actually, the show you're talking about is a Spike TV did that show.
No, it's a documentary. It's called The Thriller Manila. It was released on DVD.
Maybe they threw it on
the other one. Oh, there's a new one. There's a new one coming out called it's Remembering Ali or something like that Spike TV did, and it's about Frazier and Ali. It's really good. I saw a screening of it.
It might be the same thing, and they're just putting it on Spike TV now.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you guys are thinking of.
It didn't get a lot of exposure.
Maybe
I don't remember seeing it.
It's going to air on Spike. Yeah, it's really good. It's the whole story of Frazier, and you guys. And when he says they talked to Frazier's son, and he said Ali went up to him and said, "Sorry about that," and he said, "Yeah." And Frazier said he should have said it to me, not you.
He said it to Marcus Frazier.
Exactly.
Right.
Ali called him in the dressing room. That was after the third fight, which they said Ali actually said, "Cut the gloves off me." Like he was ready, and Frazier was just losing his eyesight. Or
right, and they stopped the fight in the other corner when Ali was going to quit in the other corner. Man,
how amazing is that?
It's just unbelievable, man.
God, I love that shit.
Frazier was here for an hour, and he started singing after a while. He's a punchy dude. It's like, but he was a fun guy to talk to.
Yeah.
But sometimes boxers trail off into their own.
But when you think about it, man, that's when boxers were real guys, man. That's when they were like, those two went to war. When they were fighting 15 rounds, 15 rounds, just toe to toe blasting each other, and those were the days that made me a big boxing fan.
You know what, Dana? You're bringing that excitement back to bring it back to you.
Well,
UFC is bringing that feeling back.
It really is. That was the goal when we got into this thing. We saw something special in this thing, and being the huge fight fans that we were, I just looked at all these things that I thought boxing did wrong, and it basically boxing got greedy, just like we were talking about A-Rod and all these baseball players. Man, you get to this point where you just get so greedy. And it becomes so much about money, you forget about the fans, you forget about what the sport is really all about, you forget why you're doing it, to compete and to win and the glory and all the things that are great about competition, and that's what we did want to bring back, and it means a lot. I'm glad. Thanks for saying that.
Oh no, without a doubt.
Jimmy, facing Ali. That's it.
Yeah, this is definitely different.
Facing Ali.
Different.
These are all
when
the
is
guys.
This gonna be on Spike?
This is how these. They took a certain amount of the guys that have fought Muhammad Ali, and they talk about how it changed their life fighting Muhammad Ali, what it did to their life.
Ken Norton. He had a heart attack recently.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was in the paper the other day.
Ken Norton broke Ali's jaw, and the scary part was to
There's
watch
the punch right there. Wow.
Demolish him.
Yeah.
He had the King Kong, the gorilla.
The gorilla in Manila. Yeah, he was rough on Frazier.
He was.
That's it. They just said there when he called him Uncle Tom. He was calling him an Uncle Tom and things like that.
Fucking Frazier. Foreman. God damn, I can't wait to see this.
That looks great. Yeah, I love Dick Sadler, fucking Foreman's trainer.
Yep.
He's this weird philosopher.
Remember when Foreman came in and shaking that fucking meat hand of his?
Yeah.
His hand.
Huge.
Ridiculous giant hand.
It's like we're not. It's like when you look as a species, as humans, like that's my competition on the genetic scale.
Yeah.
to procreate with the female.
Right.
Thank God for humor.
They just showed something that just shows you how big boxing was back in the day, as we like to all say. Frank Sinatra taking pictures ringside, and I think he was doing it for Time Magazine or something. He was doing a little. You got Frank Sinatra to take pictures. I forgot what fight was it. Ali Frazier, I think. It must have been, right? One of the
I vaguely remember. I don't remember either.
But there's Frank Sinatra ringside taking pictures like a fan, basically, even though he was working for Time.
That looks like great.
It was also, they showed the, who is the British, because they said Ernie Shavers was one of the hardest punchers in the 70s.
Shavers was an animal.
And who was the white, the British guy who Ali said hit him the hardest he'd ever been hit was,
British guy.
They just showed
Henry Cooper.
Henry Cooper's his name. Yeah, I think Ali said he hit him, he was hit hardest by Henry Cooper.
Yeah,
you fighters.
You guys can go to spike.com, and it's called Facing Ali. They have the trailer for it on there.
Fuck
if you want to see
we're
it.
going to check this out.
I really want to see that because that again, it is a similar UFC vibe. It's like you didn't think of money when you thought of those guys fighting. It didn't matter how much they were making. You didn't think, well, how much is
they wanted to just be the best.
You know what the reality is? When guys were really fighting like these guys fought, you hope they made $300 million.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You got your money's worth when you put down your money and you buy a ticket to go to the live fight or you buy your pay-per-view. You want to see a fight.
Yeah,
you're putting your money down to see a fight. These guys today in boxing do everything they can to avoid a fight so they can get to the next big paycheck. These guys fought, man. These are the guys that laid it down for all of us. The reason that I'm in business right now is because of the Alis and the Foremans and the Marvin Haglers and guys like that. That's the reason that I'm here today. And boxing just isn't like that anymore.
Now, are they saying that fighting Ali changed their lives in a good way or a bad way, or possibly both?
Different.
Probably,
some were positive, some were negative.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously, the Frazier thing was really negative because Frazier was the man, and Frazier was there during that time when Ali was gone. He was the champion, and then he came back and was calling him the Uncle Tom, and he's not the real champion. I am, and saying all these negative things about him. And Ali was just so. He just had this charisma and personality about him. He turned everybody against him.
Speaking of Frazier, we got the voicemail that Jimmy was referencing. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Dana's got to hear this.
This is from his outgoing voicemail message.
Yeah, listen to this.
My name is Smoking Joe Frazier. Sharp as a razor. Yeah, float like the butterfly, sting like to me. I'm the man, done the job. Look and see. Call me. Bye-bye.
He's still obsessing about it.
I'm the man who done float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm the man who done the job. Look and see.
Yeah.
And then he says, call me. It's like,
Call me.
Not to be technical, Joe, but that's how I heard this. You know, if you want to harp on mental capacity dimension.
Yeah, I guess that's not the way it should end. Very good, Jimmy. Fuck, you're so right.
But all those years later, he's still so... The humiliation Ali put him through. Fraser's documentary, I'm going to tell you, and I love Ali, but that really...
Turned me around a little bit, right? Turned you around a bit?
It made you see that Ali was just a man, and he really did have a very, very aggressive, unpleasant side, just like every other person does, too. It really humanized Ali, but not in a good way, but... You know, it's who he was. He was a man.
Yeah, and listen, what you got to understand, too, is at that time, nobody had ever seen anything like that. This guy went out and promoted. He promoted fights. He took the fight game to a whole nother level. And as much as Frazier hates the things that he said and everything else, Ali made Frazier big, and Frazier made Ali big. I mean, it takes two guys to make a great fight, and you know, he was a great promoter. He'd go out there and sell a fight.
Oh, the interviews with Howard Cosell and all that crap back and forth.
Exactly.
No one did that before.
Nobody.
We're getting I'm told Dana has to go.
Dana has another, probably another.
busy.
Let's promote.
Everybody wants to talk to you. I think we got to most of it, right?
Yeah, fuck the listeners right now.
Exactly. All they're going to do is spoil our fun and ask smarter questions than we did. You know, you were totally wrong about her. Humiliate us.
Well, we didn't ask about how's Tito's training going.
It's going good. I saw him recently, and he said his back is 100%. Feels great. He's training. He's training hard. So it's going to be interesting to see.
When does he fight?
He fights
a while still, right?
On the Brock. No, he fights on the Brock Lesnar card.
That's here.
November 21st.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Lesnar, Carwin, Ortiz, and Coleman.
Vegas, right?
Vegas. You guys will be there.
Fucking yeah, that's a great fight, man. Watching a UFC fight live is it's an amazing experience, man.
I loved the Philly experience, man, with the UFC.
Actually, our next fight's coming up in L.A. That's going to be a good fight too. Machida and Shogun.
Oh yeah, that's October 24th.
Yeah, October 24th. Okay. And I've been twittering tickets to people. What I do is I was in New York last night. I had fans meet me over at Pinkberry, and I gave away some tickets last night. I'm going to be in Phoenix on Thursday, and I'll be in L.A. on Friday twittering tickets.
Why Pinkberry? Like, of all the places you wouldn't expect to see the head of the UFC.
I know. Jimmy and I go to Pinkberry.
Yes,
I
love
mean, Dana White from UFC should be going to Pinkberry.
Yeah. Some fans met me out in front of my hotel last night and gave me a Pinkberry gift certificate.
That's great.
Look at, by the way, Machida could be the best-looking guy in the UFC, or he's like a male model. There's a picture of me and him. Look at him. And look at me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is that fucking abominable? Like, I'm actually embarrassed by that photo. It's like this male model who's a what is he, a light heavyweight?
Yeah.
Light heavyweight fighter, and it's fucking fat-necked nothing.
You know what was bad? I was just over. I did another radio show before I came here.
Say Imus. We love Imus.
And there's this real pretty girl that is like his right-hand girl. She gets you in. Oh, you're Dana White. She goes. She says to me, "Do you need to put makeup on?" Is this fucking radio?
Yeah,
Am I that ugly? You want me to put makeup on for the radio show?
Yeah, he's not even doing the TV yet.
Yeah, she looked at me and she says, you want to put some makeup on?
Makeup.
That's depressing.
You should have said, I am here to do Imus's show, right? What are you talking about?
Welcome to the show. Can I offer you some plastic surgery before we go on?
Fucking for Imus? Are you kidding me? So it's Dana White.
She just wants to practice because when it comes to making up Imus, everything
yeah, Jesus, get out the fucking spray gun that they fucking paint cars with.
All right, let's get the plugs in. So it's UFC.com. It's Dana White UFC on Twitter. You got The Ultimate Fighter tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on Spike.
Every Wednesday. Was it tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.
But Kimbo's fighting tomorrow night on Spike at 10 o'clock. That's the headline, I do believe.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Kim and I.
Kimbo.
Try that again. Tomorrow, Kimbo on Spike at 10 o'clock.
Hey,
UFC 104 is Machida versus Shogun, and that's the same one that that's not the same one that Lesnar's fighting. That's October 24th on pay-per-view.
Lesnar's 106, so we got a little time.
105, Radney Couture versus.
This is all just becoming a big blur of numbers now.
I know.
Dude, you guys put so much.
Watch Kimbo Slice fight on Spike
We're
tomorrow night.
embarrassing ourselves in front of him. He knows how to fucking promote it.
We have the whole sheet. We have everything. They give us too much information. What else are we going to promote?
Jim Byrne.
We're just scared now.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you just mention that I'm going to be in Boston in November? Who gives a shit? Tickets on sale now.
You're an asshole.
All right, we got thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Dana
Always fun, man.
You are a stand-up guy. It's a pleasure. So, Dana White, thank you. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
We're out of here, too. Bye.